うん。よし、見ますか。どうやら映像を使っても良いらしいというお話も聞きましたので。
Yogg's been playing a lot of this Blackbeard, something he's really become comfortable with.
G2 戦は昨日見たんで。
Or after round 3, if this Blackbeard gets banned, expect to see potentially a little bit of that fuse coming out because Force is absolutely willing to run it. For now, though, it'll be a top floor take, and despite the Fink, I don't expect it to be a crazy rush strategy or anything like that. It looks like they're just going to go take it through admin, slow and steady. As long as they throw out Jade, I know this should go okay.
Well, that is the first ask. Yogg will be here on the window repel, waiting to see if he can fly into admin. There's a couple of people to worry about over towards break/top here. This is always the most difficult stepping stone on Consulate. Getting into the darn building, especially off these windows. That's why you see SSG front-loading this portion of the map. This is the most straightforward area to enter this top floor and try and take down this site.
Eventually with the ease, it looks like Jane is going to fall back. Also falls back, so nice retreat from Space Station. They don't lose anybody on their admin extension.
Very solid, and I think just some
8もたかれたんで、
8あと1 obviously using those keeper barriers up to pretty high caliber there too. They'll be able to peel off and keep that time sync that they've been able to gather so far as Auction will finally get their first.
20万取れたんですけど、この後逆といくかどうか。お前全力で取って螺旋長付けまで取るかどうかなんですけど、ムーアーズが抜いたこの車線でどこ抜いたんこれ。マネージャーオフィス、こっちの左側の部屋。マネージャーオフィス、マネージャーオフィスってあれだよね、この左の部屋だよね。うん、83どこいる？こっから見て右の部屋だよ。この左の部屋。ようやく見た。ここも行くしかないで前詰めるんですけど。おお。螺旋とやっぱ合わせないと。螺旋の合わせが良かったね。これ長付け外れたんだ。
Well, and then Grixer to get us down to the 3 versus 3 as nobody can make any headway across checkers.
Oh, that's a big hit from Adam, finally grabbing the man advantage now, just to
find
inside the site. It's been scrappy in the vending hall as it so often is, but
nobody can make any headway across checkers. Oh, but it's just gonna be a fire.
誰が螺旋行ったの？
Fight back.
アトムが。
Forest to find one J9O as well, and then Grixer to get us down to the 3 versus 3 is
グレ握ってるね。
nobody can make any headway across checkers. Oh, that's here for Oxon.
これで決まったと。
That we start to get that,
additional attacking side of Consulate. Original scoreline against NIP. Sets themselves up to have a nice second half. They did win 3 other 5 defenses against it.
足が上がってたところを
we just get to call him a terrible person for that setup, right? That's Ashen, I'm just telling you, that's an immediate alt F4 for me, man, if you kill me with that. That is disgusting stuff.
Oh,
the timing, it happens, man, it happens. I do like that Space Station has immediately changed things up, though. We've got a little electro shuffle going on right here. The ice doesn't make it, though! That's so unfortunate for Space Station. They were trying to leverage that utility from Newers, but it doesn't extend enough through the wall to be able to capture it.
That would have been a really cool strat, but just unfortunately doesn't quite get there. Not 100% sure if that's
これあれだ。下からこの、地下からこの窓通して。
Through it or what?
Benji
with a nitro will be able to get a big pick. That might have gone through the window, Sandy, to take down Adam. That's huge. They were so predictable. Oh, actually going for this electrical wall, and they've really paid the price for it.
A lot of people used to hatches with the nitro cells nowadays, but not so much just straight through the floorboards and out through the window, and that's definitely a spot right there. They need to take a lot of consideration towards that. Secret, as SSG will be able to claim one here, but doesn't out of it yet. I know trying to hold things down over towards that secret stairs. We do still have Yaga persisting over here, and he'll just be able to get some vision. That's the beauty of this Blackbeard. He can go aggressive really whenever he wants to, but he gets to choose it. He can just stare you down and be like, there's some.
さあ、他の人はどこにいるんだろう。攻撃側は。BB と誰がいんのこれ。火花かな違うな。誰だエースベースメント3人いるせいでわかんないな。イエローステアって言ってるから違うな。 エースですね。
They're trying to find their moment. They would really like to pick before they go commit to a big push here. Can't really find it. Two players still here in the electrical hallway. The other two, well, one of them dies now.
ベンジャーが強い、ベンジャーが強い。
Defuse get down to the hall then too. Gomez and Grix are the last two alive, nowhere near their team.
これは、
They're a big.
終わりなんで。これは終わりなんで。
There's a lot of things going on in Siege. So sometimes it just gets a little bit too complicated. But speaking of Yogg, this is his third go around with Oxygen, man. He's been just running around North America playing for different teams. Oxygen is his first T1 team. He goes to Xset, then M80, then back to Oxygen, then back to M80, then back to Oxygen. I mean, he's just got an affinity for teams with green.
Yeah, he really does, doesn't he, Sam? He's got a long history with this team and the players on this team.
このリスキル
Running around North America playing for different teams. Oxygen is his first T1 team.
Yeah.
Xset, then M80, then back to Oxygen.
アトムがベンジャーで
Then back to M80, then back around North America playing for different teams. Oxygen is
なんたらオフィスって書いてあるけど。アドミンだから、あれ
his
か。
first T1
管
team.
理事
He
務
goes
で
to
すね。
Xset, then M80, then back to Oxygen, then back to M80, then back to Oxygen. I mean, he's just got an affinity for teams with green.
Yeah, he really does, doesn't he, Sam? He's got a long history with this team and the players on this team for sure. So he's been one of the mainstays of this roster. Benja,
さあまだ
another mainstay on
C4。これ、ここの城飛ばす C4 なんかな。
SG has gone down the first player
ド
of
ロー
round
回
3.
す音聞こえたら
On that
投げ
lead,
る
and
感
gives
じ
the
かな。
team in a 4v3 situation, 4v5 situation, I should say. A lot of track slingers going down around yellow, but unfortunately, that's not really where OXG are actually looking to push in. Instead, Yogg goes back down the stairs, and
Key
this might be a
は
good enough play to catch them off guard. He went down set up stingers,
Rock
up set up stingers, back down to enter.
I don't hate it, especially if he's just patient here. He kind of waits for things to build up for his team. Actually, might be more of an active player. You hear that drone in your ear as it rolls in by plants. You have that player off to the left-hand side, and oh man, Ashen, the hills have eyes. He knows Yogg's there just by the drone. He just pre-fires it and almost takes his entire
1
life.
HP すぎる。
Ashen looking for somebody else's lunch now with frag grenade
うわ、や
and
れ
some
そう。
bullets too, and
う
he
わ
loses
ー、ショ
life to
ットガンだっ
Forest.
たら。
I'm feeling pretty good about that one.
And that's a lot better Blackbeard play coming out. Combined with him, Yogg actually, the pressure that he was providing, they worked together to pinch Ashen down to the position. They worked that pick. It's been a flawless round so far from OXG, which is why Space Station are now starting to get desperate. J9 looking for a swing to make something happen. Vaults and doors down to the main floor, hoping to find an aggressive angle too.
惜しい。
Nitro cell rip. Not only did we hear that, but Gomez heard that too. He's like, you know what?
まあでも、エリアはあんま取れてないんだよね。全員外にいるし、
I'm just gonna exit stage left.
名前が出てこない。トラックスティンガーの人も。
Nitro cell out from full
あれ
to
だからね。
capture anything at all. And Oxygen, they're finding every isolation pick they can. Space Station are too spread out, and I know kind of a hard thing to not ask to do in Consulate, but I mean that's the truth right now. Oxygen continue to find these picks, and it is impossible for Space Station to try and fend them off.
Now it's going to be 40 seconds. This is pretty much impossible to stop. They need to be able to find a plant, but 1v5 feels like it's unlikely, Sam.
Yeah,
ノーちゃん。
Personal worst stay, very far removed in the offseason. Doesn't mean they can both win, unfortunately. Only one of them can walk away the better team today. But so far, I mean, I think OXG have been looking like a really well put together squad. Was a little bit worried about the conflict coming out. Was a little bit worried about them starting attack on Consulate too, but they're up 2-1. This is a really powerful position to be in.
Yeah, you can see this map has been very well trained. And that's really what it takes, man. It's a lot of dissecting. There was a lot of things that need to be coordinated on Consulate. So therefore, it requires a lot of shot calling. You have to be able to be adaptable. And so far, Forrest has been doing a bang-up job of that. So Oxygen more than likely very happy with that. And SSG happy with Newers, as we were just talking about. Betting on him and his talent. They were confident that Newers would be great in their system.
1ラウンド目と同様に缶ジムを攻める感じですけど、今回イン入れて逆攻めも視野に入れてる感じかな。放電版してるしね。
Able to make it up to checkers. They stalled out just a tad bit, but that's when that adaptation came in over towards Spiral.
SSG, once again, don't lose anybody as the admin clear comes through there. Happy to concede that though. XG just wasting a bit of time before falling back off.
ドローンは
Now
5
it's up
個
to
壊
Oxygen
せ
to get
た。
past this bending hallway. This is one of the most
パチェ
powerful
ッ
crossfires.
ト状況は攻撃があんま使わせられてないね。
It's a good reason why it's always being brought with
パ
that
チも結
sense, trying to
構
cut it off
全部
the
残ってる感じ
partway.
かな。わ
Big
ー
swing.
お。
Wow, Sam, that was big.
That's so unfortunate. The positioning from
8-3 さっ
Yaga
きから
and Gomez betrayed by the shield player as Yogg tries to make it out of the way. A shield intended to soak up bullets, but the only thing soaking up bullets is Gomez's face. As he will go down. It's a 5 versus 4. Time starting to slip away a little bit too. Oxygen a little bit worse for wear from what we saw previously on the same offense.
Their last push was 3v2 man advantage. A tough to push, even let alone with a man disadvantage. They need a ging or something to work with. Scores, the Force got a chance.
That's so impressive. The Gandala's in. Some nades too, or an explosive of some
あ、
sort.
抜けた。けど
Take
だ
out into
な
the。front desk. Newers finds 2 with the ump. You don't see that every day. It's a trouble for him. The Gandala's in.
けどだったな。全部ちょられた。
Bomb site to push, even let alone with a man disadvantage. They need a ging or something to work
Wow.
with. Scores, the Force got a chance.
That's so impressive. The
どこをどう処理したの
Gandala's in.
うん。アトム死んだ。会議から真ん中通ってきたの死んだ。これとこれと死んだ。うん。一生会議の車線で。会議一生耐えた。リプレイある。 そういやリプレイあるんですよね。
Really nice stuff coming out from Newers in that round. I mean, just mechanical movement of a god. You see how good the crosshair placement is in a lot of these shots, how consistent he is, how he swings, and his ability to take down these players as they come for him, to get more and more.
Switching up to hold this down. We might see some other things start to bring headway to them, but Force is going to start off with the most basic thing you can on the basement. We're going to go down to the garage door and we're going to get things open.
No, we're not. Jane, I know is going to spell that at least for a little bit of time. They do have the banner if they want to try to work some shenanigans. It's easier said than done, of course, coordinating with that super out, but it doesn't look like Newers is in any position to do that. It looks like he's playing instead, so going to be just holding on a different part of the map, and it'll just be a time waste game plan from J9O as he stalls out the breach. Could go for a pick with the Nitro Cell as well. A little bit late on the last two rounds.
ギリギリで止めるとこれがあるから。
Yeah, very unfortunate, and never really a chance to get over there and actually just fully take that off of the wall. So that will be
あんまり攻めたくないよ。
new access point.
これ面白い位置にあるね。
Never really a chance to get over there and actually just fully take that off of the wall. So that will be
上から壊せないし強そうだな。だからこの柱より前にあるからデフォプラントの場所も見られる感じになってるのかな。多分ここだもんね。このラインで見られるから多分見られるやん。出るんじゃないかな。 ボムラー見られないけど
somewhere else, but you look at the lineup more and more. It looks like they just want to bully their way directly into this area.
走り込みは見られるから
Oxygen have done exactly what you want to do with the glass smoke setups. They've waited to be able to get Warden off the board. SSG more than likely already aware of this as everything starts pouring in. A Nitro Cell out will deliver as the case goes down.
当然のごとくだったな。
Big problem now for Oxygen. How do you find a backup plan? Another Nitro takes down Adam. They're risking it all for just this glass play, but it's all falling apart now. Ashen's still far above with no map control. Sam looks completely lost. Griggs got one for his troubles, but it just seems like at this point the two
カメラ終えてたけどね。あんまカメラ関係なくだったのかな。見てる人いるかな。カメラは一応ピンついてんだよね。
Oxygen will more than likely start to make headway. I was going to say somewhere else, but you look at the lineup more and more. It looks like they just want to bully their way directly into this area. And the most worrisome thing is Oxygen have done exactly what you want to do with the glass smoke setups. They've waited to be able
上も取れてないし。
to get Warden off the board. SSG more than likely already aware of this as everything starts.
ああ普通にあれだね。ボムに煙に向かって僕に向かってない。
Big problem now for Oxygen. How do you find
2個目よう投げたねこれ。1個目はわかるんだけどさ。ああ C4 あれで止めようとしたのか。なんだっけサッチャイ止めようとやったのか。 ああそうだね。
Big problem now for
ちょっと早い。 結局起爆まで時間がかかるからむずいっていう話が。 全部勝つ。
Nano in next position. This is the 6th time this season the Space Station have tried to defend this bomb site, including the one time earlier on in this matchup, and they have yet to win it on the defensive side. 0% win rate here, 4 plays before this game had begun. So
そう大好き。さっきから一生狙ってる。
they're really hoping that they can finally get a win on this site. Maybe they need to play a little bit more.
これラペリオンなのかな。カメラに向けて投げ。
Trying to force that man advantage. The offline of Rogue G certainly suggests
多分走行車裏投げる感じだとは思う。おわー。早めにエントリーしようとしたけど。
Yeah, that was no force at it, and he dropped it right before that kill.
どういう判断だったんだろうね。
Yeah, that was terrifying. I was about to go in there for a split second, Jesse.
エースが死んだんで密室とかが密室とかから行く攻めが難しい感じだったかな。割って。 さあ終えてないよね。
You can ban the mute, but then the Mozzie comes right out afterwards. Sam False playing this operator made a huge difference.
And the Solus, they've just got everything to destroy Crosshair. And let alone that fact, they have their own info game too with Ashen working on the Valk.
It really does seem like
2階に1人
they're likely to look to go up 4-2 unless we can see
地下に1人いるだけ。
Yaga lurking for a kill here on the Visa stairs. Forced outside. Grixer's top floor at the moment where he might find an engagement with Faults, but no matter where they end up going for a fight. Oh boy. Oh boy.
ああ豆鉄砲。
Yog hits the deck. And he'll hit it again, but not by his
They can maintain their high level as well.
Yog? Man, oh man. I don't think that's explicating what they have.
I mean, this seems to. So for Oxygen, as long as they can maintain their high level as well, they should have a good time on these consulate defense. It's going to be really better side of map. Throughout this season, again, they only had the one game that I have stats for back against Wildcard, but they did have a 2/3 win rate in that matchup in the 6 rounds they played, so they should be confident on these defensive sides, but it really is going to be told in the server, not on paper.
Yeah, always love that, man. My favorite part. You and I talk about numbers a lot, and I always really appreciate our conversation. When it comes to SSG, is fully bought in. I think I said it yesterday where I was like, SSG is an organization where even the janitor is fully bought into the system. That guy's taking cold plunges, the whole 9 yards, and we'll see if SSG are going to be able to build atop that really good foundation. And
あんまり CEO 攻めはやんないね。
As you do. This will be a very different strategy, I think, from Space Station. I think they do still want to finish admin. They actually cleared admin so far, so they will have to still check that off. Yaga's playing a little bit aggressive, but we see him fall back to the hallway now. He's going to be holding that with admin. But, no, Crossfire, they don't have that sense to try to enable that either. So if they can work a pick early onto Yaga, that'd be a big difference maker. Or if they can somehow get a pick otherwise on the map, that would also be
E1D out, and usually that's a sign of the time. Something's going to happen, something's got to give, but no.
ガジェット状況はドローン5個でフラッシュ2個。ガレも相当数投げてるな。
Motion out of Ashen. No motion out of all of SSG, really. Where's the bag, boys? Come on. There it is. J9 will fly in on the lower admin window towards your screen, and he'll find a beautiful frag. What the hell is going on? J9 will explode the doors of oxygen, and he's still the only one in the damn building. There's so many crosses. He's still taking gunfights. I'm terrified for this man. There's a guy right on the other side of this wall. It's going to be Yaga towards your screen. No motion out of all of SSG, really.
こんなラペインだよね。
Where's the bag, boys? Come on.
フラッシュ投げてん誰だろう。
There it is. J9 will fly in on the lower admin window towards your screen, and he'll find a beautiful frag. What the hell?
フラッシュ投げてん誰ですか？ J9 を自分で投げて入ってる？フラッシュだもんね。フルツ持ってないしね。
What is going on? J9 explodes the doors off of oxygen. And he's still the only one in the damn building. There's so many crosses. He's still taking gunfights. I'm terrified for this man. There's a guy right on the other side of this wall. It's going to be Yaga up close and personal. He's crawling on the ground. J9 is just doing everything except throwing the kitchen sink at his defense right now.
車線が張るの待ってる。
This is a real big problem for them. They've got great mana advantage, but if he gets at least one more pick, maybe another after this, then
ああ、やっ。
Miller's with a nice find though. Get down to a
どうだ？ガジェット的にも体力的にも SSG 有利か。分かんなかった。真ん中入れたんでかいけど。これで時間稼がれる。
The entry and support combo tend to play, but J9 can make those entries happen too if he needs to. Ridiculous gunplay coming out from him. He will find those two early picks onto both Forest and Adam. And then once things whittle down to 2v2, once things get a little bit more chaotic, they do start to rely back on their superstar, right? It's going to be Ashen stepping things up at the end of there.
A moment to get them back in. Granted, pretty early on this defensive side, but that's the other thing too. We're only 2 rounds away from SSG locking this up.
Well, they're going to have to rely on their entries. Adam all by himself on the top floor, playing all the way above, and he's already being hunted down by Nurs. He's going to be here on the
ジャッカル見ないって話したけど、ついに出てきたわ。
He doesn't really have any support once again. Yaga is technically on the first floor, but that's over by electrical. That
ジャッカルって今どれぐらいピックされてるんだろう。
Really been left by himself. He's made it all the way back to these stairs, so he's in a very comfortable position. Almost more of a fake roam here, where he set up these pests to try to stop the drones, to maybe fake there are more players up the top floor than there actually are. And then his goal is to not die, right? Play down below, play your life a little bit more. His nitro's used already, so if he dies, it's not the end of the world. But it doesn't feel like he's playing up here to get a
電車が
I love how
進ん
big
でるけ
brain of
ど
an adjustment this Jackal is, and I know what you're thinking, Sam, it's Jackal. They're just trying to track people. I know, but the big thing is here is what does Jackal not have to use? Drones. You don't have to worry about Mozzie Pests. You don't have to worry about mute jammers. That's it. You just put the tracker on them, and they have to vacate the premises. And it's a beautiful setup from SSG. It demands respect whenever you get pinged like that, because otherwise I just stick my dog Ashen on you, and you die.
Comes after the Demos ban too, which would have been a similar operator to fill that position, but instead
スパイラルステア。やばい。螺旋下ってるわ。電車下ってます。わー。サッチャ死んだ。あれが爆発したな。割れるか？割れない。ああ、握ったまま死んだか、これ。
Looking really good. You know, they do have that solid clear upstairs, but Auction give it proper respect. They'll back down, and with that Nitro cell coming through, they've got the man advantage. Only a minute remaining for Space Station Gaming, and they need something special to make this happen, and it starts right here with that Master.
Barbed wire is the worst thing for a node, but if this swing comes out, if it's smart from Gomez, he's probably in close enough range to one-shot, so it's going to come down to whoever's faster, and if Benja can click the head in the first millisecond.
気づいて。あ、これ。縦と一緒に。おあ。全ガン処理。終わりました。
One of the veterans on OXG. He's the best. He was the best player on Oxygen yesterday when they played their 2 games. He went 20 and 14 combined for their first 2 matches, and it really does feel like he is starting to hit his stride. Didn't have the best stage 1, only 0.91 KDR through the North America League, but this tournament just feels like it's his. Gomez is turning up on a completely different level.
Yeah, and I mean, Grixer 10 and 5 right now. I mean, I really have to lean on that to sing his praises for a little bit, because the thing about Grixer is that he's been so absurdly consistent ever since he joined more than T1 capable. As Forrest is putting into work, and he's just like, I'll take it.
See all these auction bodies up on the top floor there. Looking at the window, gets shot a little bit now, but Ashen's going to be the one who's on the other side of it, so hopefully with the shield won't fall to any ridiculous spawn peaks. Meanwhile, Noors is going to enter in through the basement. Now, there's nobody down here for him to find. We can see that from the player positions. Forrest is on the main floor. He's the sole anchor, while the other 4 players on OXG all roam up above. Of course, the name of the game when it comes to Piano Exposition is soft breaching from above. It's coming down to, can you hold the top floor for very long? Because every plant spot on this site can be denied from above. They're not all easy, so some teams will try to cheese it. But it does feel like with how committed OXG are to holding down this top floor, they feel confident they'll be able to stop any plant as long as they keep holding this position. So it feels like SSG are going to have to do something to force the players out.
プランターを見る感じの。上取られてもいいですよ、戦術では。下取られても大丈夫ですよ、戦術では。こっから先がきつい。もうここ一生上。4人だわ。
And I mean, you can have a very bad day as a site player on this map if that's good enough.
It's a long toss on the Sens. I hope we know where that one's going. Sometimes it's tough to see where those are going to be bouncing around with the Sens walls. Top floor is still firmly in control of the OXG, so this is going to be a really awkward plan from Space Station. They force the players out of certain parts of the top floor, so they know that they have at least soft control over meeting. OXG can't control anymore. But a couple players have gone down below too, so now you got to be worried about can somebody deny you from the bottom, can somebody deny you from the top, or somebody deny you from horizontal. I mean, there's a lot of threats right now from Space Station.
And that timer continuing to eat at them as Gomez finds a stalwart Benjamaster in the hallway, just non-moving as he gets cut down. The BB will see the verticality upstairs that SSG has failed to deal with. And finally, the pressure coming in from J9. He'll see the player. Gomez backs off, almost finds the frag still. I do believe it's just J9 to try and deal with this issue upstairs. As Ashen tries to force the case down, he'll die to Grixer's shotgun on the Solus. You see it sometimes just because you do have that SMG-11 secondary, and this map can get pretty close quartered. So, big fan of that one there. A Space Station scramble to try and find a place for this case.
It's impossible though. I mean, Grich is still below. He's going to know exactly where you plant the second you start planting. He sees it there, and so he can't deny that directly from below, but he can tell his teammates.
Oh, and the down on New. Is this case going to be confirmed? I don't think it is. J90 finds him from above. It's a triple kill for Jay, and Folks finds the last one. It's
worry
about can somebody deny you from the bottom? Can somebody deny you from the top? Or can somebody deny you from horizontal? I mean, there's a lot of threats right now from Space Station.
That timer continuing to eat at them as Gomez finds a stalwart Benjamaster in the hallway, just non-moving as he gets cut down. The BB
ここ知らなかったね、ライン。ここ普通に正面 1v1 されたら負けてたね。
Deal with, and finally the pressure coming in from J9. He'll see the player. Gomez backs off, almost finds the frag still. I do believe it's just J9 to try and deal with this issue upstairs. As Ashen tries to force the case down, he'll die to Grixer's shotgun.
これよう取ったな。
On the Solus.
配置は階段、黄色階とこれなんて読むんだ
You see it sometimes just because you do
読めない。
to try and deal with this issue upstairs as Ashen tries to force the case down, he'll die to Grixer's shotgun on the Solus. Still, I do believe it's just J9 to try and deal with this issue upstairs as Ashen tries to force the case down, he'll die to
ああ、これトイレ前か。で、石油ガレージで会議 SSG は
Grixer's shotgun on the Solus. You see it sometimes just because you do have that SMG-11 secondary, and this map can get pretty close quartered. So, big fan of that one there. A Space Station scramble to try and find a place for this case.
It's impossible though. I mean, Grich is still below. He's going to know exactly where you plant the second you start planting. He sees it there, and so he can't deny that directly.
Scramble to try and find a place for this case.
It's impossible though. I mean, Grich is still below. He's going to know exactly where you plant.
カバーがうまくいった平面で。上下もいけてる？あとはどこ？
Get pretty close quartered. So, big fan of that one there. Space Station scramble to try and find a place for this case.
平面カバーうまくいったのと。
Impossible though. I mean, Grich is still below. He's going to know exactly where you plant the second you start planting. He sees it there, and so he can't deny that directly from below, but he can tell his teammates.
Oh, and the down on New. Is this case going to be confirmed? I don't think it is. J90 finds him from above. It's a triple kill for Jay, and Folks finds the.
You knew
exactly.
Great bench player that came in.
Stage as we referenced earlier, but.
Inside
of this best of 3,
this is how they seem to look in all lower bracket games, right? Playing with confidence, zero fear at all. Things get messy sometimes, things get chaotic, but they have the teamwork, they have each other, and they have ridiculous mechanics to back it all up at the end of the day. Not to say that OXG don't. They're obviously a much newer roster. Both these players made a roster move at the start of the season, but OXG swapped in 3 new players. Forrest being just one of them, of course, coming alongside Adam joining this team as well as Grixer. So it was a much more drastic change from OXG, and they've had to really do a lot more learning this season than Space Station have. On this round, to try to hold it down, they will rely on a couple of roamers up above. They've got Gomez holding things down on the yellow. They've got Adam trying to support him. Yaga up here too.
Oh, Gomez gets executed from Ashen, but Yaga will at least be able to get the refrag, so they'll get some semblance of value back out of that. But things are going to get a little bit more difficult here for Oxygen, as Gomez was that secondary frag option for them right now, as nobody else is really going to lighten up the scoreboard. As soon as I say that, Adam will make me eat my words, as he will destroy Benjamaster.
So 2 kills from the roamers on the top floor. That was pretty nice from OXG. Straight 2 for 1, and you killed Benjamaster on the Habana as well. I believe he used a lot of the already, but if he hadn't, I mean, that's going to be a big issue for them. They're trying to get the claw here, Sam. They can. Okay, they get it with the EMP. That's pretty tough to hit, actually, sometimes, because you don't know where it is. Worst case, they could use that summer charge on the side, and it would have broken the hatch anyway.
Eat my words.
I believe he used a lot of those already, but if he hadn't, I mean, that's kills from the roamers on the top floor. That was pretty nice from OXG. Straight 2 for 1, and you killed Benjamaster on the Habana as well. I believe he used a lot of those already, but if he hadn't, I mean, that's going to be a big issue.
ああ、構えてんだ。タイミング良かったね。
Here, Sam. They can. Okay, they get it with the EMP. That's pretty tough to hit, actually, sometimes, because you don't know where it is. Worst case, they could have used that summer charge on the side, and it would have been a little bit up the hatch anyways, but better do it with the EMP. Do it the right way.
Yeah, you can always be a little cheeky, right? But as you said, do it the safe way, just in case things do end up messing up. You don't want a situation like that. And you still have to be a little scared for SSG. I want you guys to realize that they are walking on an open landmine field right now, and there also happens to be guns pointed out the floor. It's a trap house right now. There's a bunch have to be a little scared for.
これか。窓外しかがないか。
SSG, I want you guys to realize that they are walking on an open landmine field right now, and there also happens to be guns pointed out the floor. It's a trap house right now. There's a bunch of things in here that could potentially cause you harm. And
getting under his opponents. Grixer for the second time, having huge value. First was on the Solus, now on the Pulse. Reading. I mean, maybe if you have a little bit more utility, you can open up both those hatches. The hallway hatch probably becomes a little bit more viable for you as well. There's so many hatches to get down inside a server. They only really had one they were working with on the side of SSG.
She kind of able to, unfortunately enough for them, and anybody on offense on Consulate, that's how this map works.
Oh, yeah.
Because if you try and do one thing at a time, that timer's just going to hit 0, and that's it.
Yeah. Wow, here we go. More aggression coming out. We see Gomez taking a cheeky angle on a window, trying to find some aggressive early play. SSG, I think they realized from that last round that they can get the man advantage in the early rounds. That late round is a whole lot easier. Main garage wall being attempted at the moment. There are nitro cells that could fly out, and one gets tossed by Gomez, but no cigar. It sounds like the wall did manage to get opened up. The electric claw didn't manage to do much, and without a 2-brow, of course, they don't really have any other options to keep it closed.
Yeah, kind of surprised by no Tubby in the lineup, but there is a large roam going on for Oxygen, so I'll give them the benefit of the doubt. It's not something where they really are too concerned about holding downstairs, and if they're able to hold the for the offense, and you can clearly see that's pretty much Gomez's game plan right now, but there's a shotgun waiting over on the yellow stairs. Ashen, supported by a drone that we just saw tossed down low, more than likely looking to remove this player from play.
I'm not 100% sure why he's on the Ibarra. I guess just loves the gun. Gets stunned out though. Looks like he's gonna hit one of those yokai cams and have to fall on back. So now under heavy pressure, expecting to get pushed, but kind of fighting ghosts here, Sam. Nobody's actually going after him.
Yep. More than likely going to be stuck here on yellow for just a little bit, as there's more than likely a player downstairs that's holding that pipe door as well. He's not really going to be in an area where he can escape at the current moment, but he's going to wait, as he knows just from the team comms that they are still working across the map. They're going to open up new angles, make things a little bit more difficult for this defense as they will start to peel off.
5v5 execute coming in here, Sam. All 5 defenders down in the basement.
This will get
the hatch, which is likely electrified, which is why he's putting it on the
wall.
Through wall, open the hatch, and so that's going to be mission accomplished coming through from faults. Being valuable both those extra charges. Ripped up by Newers.
螺旋下れるかな。ロッカー、スパイラル。カリフォルニアみたいな、これ。何これ。リージョンいる場所何？カフェテリアか。
Everybody can start to get into position for the actual execute.
結構もう周り、現地にめっちゃ寄ってるね。螺旋に1人いるだけで。コーヒー側行くのはちょっと今から無理なんで。いけるか？あれ見られてるね。わお！螺旋下った？いや、すごい違うな。普通にガレ外から抜いてるな。上下。ここまで入られてる。じゃあ、ベンジャが行ってるな。あとのとこいた？サーバーいたやつやな。上下か。うん。あ、違うわ。これ上にテイクしようとしてたんだ。
Sights and the plant will attempt to go down. First, Yokai will stop him, and 2 big kills out of SSG out of the verticality, I do believe. Yaga and Adam both go down. And that's going to be the fire wielder there, although his utility will persist. SSG have been able to carve out Garage. There's just not enough stoppage utility. And Space Station Gaming, it's practically a flawless round. I did not expect that in the slightest. Really, the only radio.
ああ、これダメなんだ。
But could go through the breach too if they want to play with some smokes. They have no smokes. No, should come radio then, Sam. Could do something cheeky with the hatch, maybe spiral stairs, but happy to play.
And they're going to fly right now.
C4 構えて。
Fly Eagles fly is flown into the sights, and the plant will attempt to go down.
ああ、EMP で使えなかった。
Could do something cheeky with the hatch, maybe spiral stairs, but happy to play.
And they're going to fly right now. Fly Eagles fly is flown into the sights, and the plant will attempt to go down.
まあ EMP で一応 妖怪も止める想定でもあったのかな。
Impressive stuff from Oxygen, but it is SSG who is obviously in that game anyway. So definitely feels like Space Station have the momentum when it comes down to these really high pressure games. When it comes down to even going up against Oxygen. These two squads, as we said over and over today, extremely familiar with one another. We saw Newers play for 3 years on OXG. We saw Forrest play for 2 years on Space Station. There is lots of love between these players, but only one of them can win and take it all the way to the playoffs of EWC.
Somebody has to go home. Only one of these North American teams can persist here at the EWC, as this is one of the more aggressive formats in the esport. You have a slight slip up, you go home. It happens to Falcons, it happens to everybody. And yeah, excuses can be made, but everybody's got to play the game at the end of the day. And sometimes you get caught off guard. That's just the name of it. So for Space Station, they'll continue to try and hold on to a little bit of extension over at Bathroom, as Fultz has that deployable shield inside of the hot tub. Yago will start pouring bees in here to try and force back any player, or at least just get a little bit of information over towards that master boss area.
バスにいる人ってスモーク？違うな。バスにいた人って誰だ？スターベッドルーム。
Setup. Nobody really plays in that deep of the bomb site. But tracking up to cover Benja, but he's not been forced out of this position, Sam. He's happy with his utilities, that's fine. Throw the V's, throw the Stingers, and love how close the Stingers get, but he has not been forced to move out of this position. Can still cause lots of chaos.
Yeah, and honestly, he doesn't even need a peek yet either. He'll rotate back to the closet and end up cleaning up those track Stingers just to make his life a little bit easier, because he does want to go for that Nitro Cell swing. Wow! Completely eviscerate him on the swing. Richard will go down to a Frostman. Common Day Siege, he's not going to be able to sprint for a little bit.
Yeah, slow down for a little bit now. Able to find another way into the site, but it's chaos inside of Solar, Sam.
Undeployable shield here for full for a little bit.
Yeah, slow down for a little bit now. You're gonna have to be able to find the
swing. Richard will go down to a Frostman. Unfortunately enough for him, and Common Day Siege, they go for that Nitro Cell swing. Ash will come in, and Adam will get either. He'll rotate back to the closet and end up cleaning up those tracks.
オフィスのカバーを先に抜いた。
Back Stingers just to make his life a little bit easier, because he does want to go for that Nitro Cell swing. Ash will come in, and Adam will completely eviscerate him on the swing. Richard will go down to a Frostman. Unfortunately enough for him, and Common Day Siege, he's not going to be able to sprint for a little bit.
Yeah, slow down for a little bit now. You're gonna have to be able to find another way into the site, but it's chaos inside of Solar, Sam.
Undeployable shield here for Fultz will be able to at least pay back something. Knows one might be coming for the window, but an active Adam will find his 3rd kill of the round. It's just down to J9-0 now.
Yeah,全部5
die. Does have an opportunity here, but the cross should be prolific. The windows, bats in 1 round. Eventually, we're able to cross their T's and dot their I's and pull this one over to their side.
Let this be a lesson to everyone that even though you jump into 2 frost matches in 1 round, you can still win, okay? You can still have a big game. And all it takes is having somebody on your team named Adam who's absolutely filthy to drop a 3K like that. It's a really nice stuff. Well, that does sometimes happen.
Will smash into the one portion of the map, and you just have bodies littered across that space. It doesn't exactly even matter if SSG does end up picking up a person in that situation, because you have so many bodies to try and refrag and recover that scenario. And I mean, even with that being said, Oxygen didn't necessarily need that just because of how solid that opener was. So now we'll lead into round 2. SSG are not feeling confident on that top level anymore. They will make an adjustment, and I do believe, yes indeed, we are in Barn Gaming.
Yeah, we swapped the focus on Solar for a focus on Library, so we're elevating our minds a little bit more in round number 2.
Speaking of elevating our minds, Gomez, the Spider-Man rappel to take out the Kiba barrier in Library.
It does it as safe as possible. Knows it's Newers on the other side of it. Newers can hit some absolutely
どこまで潰すけど、
disgusting shots.
上にいるから、どうなんだろう。取り切るのかな。このタイミングで入るっていう話もあるけど、そういう感じじゃなさそうだね。
For this jump in, otherwise he's gonna have a really tough time.
He had to toss it, otherwise the laser gate was gonna eat it up. He'll throw another one out, and won't be able to find too much. It's going to be an aggressive play here as all of Oxygen fly into the bomb site. SSG will deliver, though. Finally, they're fighting back. Forces look so good on these shields here today. Him and Yaga both playing a lot of this Blackbeard, and it's paying off in dividends as 2 kills go his way. Able to still try and find a place to put this case down, but the big issue is right now is SSG have a lot of solid control still across the board, especially in this top level to complicate things.
7-0 combined stat line for the last 2 players, 5 on Oxygen. We're only in the middle of round 2, by the way, with that, so this could get absolutely disgusting really fast. They've kind of got site control, but again, up above is SSG. They can deny every single plant on this map by playing that vertical.
And that's exactly why you see Ashen just standing still upstairs, working around that little space, using that verticality to his advantage, and also on the other foot, why you see Oxygen responding in the way that they are. They know how dangerous the situation is right now. They more than likely can't even leave bar stock just because of the vertical angles, and they don't exactly know where Ashen is positioned. If you choose wrong, you lose the round.
They had a drone on Ashen, but he just moved, so that information is now gone. They might hear his footsteps, but they'll try to play regardless.
Swings in, and they're not accounting for Newers. Like a demon in the night, he'll swing in and quickly dust this away. Only 18 seconds remain. Ashen, you do not need to flirt with death. You have to force Adam into a bad scenario. It seems like it might work out, though. Adam sticks the plant, and now he has a chance for redemption in round 2. He'll get the first kill. He knows where Newers is. Dances, bobs, weaves. Another chance. Not able to get the head yet. The timer coming low. Pistol popping. Adam! What a moment as Oxygen come alive here on Chalet.
Huge move. The 23-year-old from Ontario. You can get shot from above. massive play when his team needed him the most. Not an easy round to win, Sam. The 1v2 chooses to stick the plants. That's such a risky plant to stick. You could get shot from above. You could get run at from the doorway. Anything could happen, and you could just instantly lose the round. But he knows he has to stick if he wants a chance of winning this in any realistic scenario. Does just that, and then insane aim. Took him a couple tries to get the final kill on the doers, but doesn't seem to matter. The pistol gets the job done in the end. Adam, what a ridiculous play. And again, a guy that we were really hoping would step up this event because he's the main entry guy on Oxygen, and they've not had a great entry season so far. Now we're seeing an insane tournament from Adam, and I mean, those are the types of rounds that turn completely upside down for teams.
Yeah, 100%. And what a better place to do it as well than Chalet. A map that, I mean, you said it yourself. This is not a playground on Oxygen at all. In fact, it might be their own personal snowy hell. It's just not good. But somehow, some way, Adam has discovered himself once again in Chalet, and he's making the most of the situation. What a beautiful round. And ladies and gentlemen, this is why you always trust yourself. You have to try. I hate when I see players just give up and go, I'm just going to go take a gunfight. They've already won the round. Not Adam. He tries to force the case down, and he finds a will and a way to be able to bring round 2 back to bear for Oxygen. Especially on the offensive side, man. I mean, god damn.
ライニングあたりで
down a little bit after the ridiculous round. Adam 7-0. I mentioned he plus 4 for 7-0 in the 2v2. Now he can hold that title just by himself. Oh my goodness, just a ridiculous play. Well, downstairs, Sam, we've really seen pro teams move away from the basement on Chalet. This bomb site has really fallen off in pick rate, and really every region across the world is a favorite these days. SG taking a bit of a gamble going here, but they've got a heavy rope essentially on the top floor to try to make up for some of the weaknesses in the basement. So far, none of them have been caught.
And that's the thing. It's almost a requirement nowadays to be able to extend things and force the offense to deal with your different positioning, because if you try and turtle downstairs, it just doesn't work out in Common Day Siege. It used to be really solid back in the
半分まで取るのか、まあそれとも追っていくのかな。
But it's 2025 now, folks. We've got 10 years of tenure under our belt when it comes to Rainbow Six, and you know things change. So SSG most definitely on an unfavorable site. Doesn't mean that they can't win, but like we said, doesn't mean they have to do things a little different.
Yaga up above, maybe trying to watch for some of those flanks to come through.
気まずいバルカメが残って
left alone, and they will. No, Benja finds Adam instead.
ああ、フォーカスされた。
Ridiculous
どうやって抜いたのそれ。リプレイで見られるか
This is why I love Siege, because there's no other game in the world where you can just clothesline somebody from the basement to the 3rd floor. Get the hell out of here, dude. That's disgusting.
間ビアから抜いた階段
They don't want to sit inside of fireplace. Oh, there's great Valk cams too. This could really open things up for Ashen to make a play.
That camera's been just so useful so far. That's how Benja got that kill as well. Just sitting there and constantly picking that player on the stairs. He does the swing, and Forrest is completely asleep at the wheel. Benja more than likely knows that better than anybody. That he's more than likely going to be shifting things back and forth with his hands. He's trying to get can openers and bees and everything else in between. And now becomes a huge issue. Although this bomb site is very easy to take if you turtle, it's hard when there's a massive extension and you choose to not.
You don't want to take much map control. We've seen players. No. Benja's a ridiculous, crazy kid from Denmark who's come over to this North American team and is starting to show everybody exactly how Siege should be played. Let's just get those aggressive spots. So far this turn.
To attain, they're very straightforward. We'll have to see, though. I mean, Chalet does tend to lead offensive-sided. What are we in Common Day? What's the percentage? Probably like 55%?
Yeah, it's pretty close. I mean, it depends on what data set you're looking at, of course, but generally it's going to go 50-50 attack for defenders. That's as far as most maps really go attack-wise once you look at a large enough sample size, but even still, but these teams particularly, they both do lean more defender.
このバルカメ見えなそうな
many times, again 4 times, Oxygen played it 3 times,
リビングのこの今ミラ張ってた場所の
higher defensive
上
rate
に
than they do on the offense.
バルカメ
So
置い
you
てあ
might
った
think
け
this
ど
map should lead a little bit more defender
あれ
side.
か
Just because the teams are playing, but
鼻
again,
の
that changes on
真ん
every
中に
day.
つけて
Yeah, most definitely, especially just because of the circumstances of the map. That's why,
見えなさそうだ
for a
ね
long time now, we've referenced Chalet as more of an offender-sided map just because of how the angles play in towards the map. It can get really difficult to try and move around as a defender. And Oxygen have shown that time and time again, even on some more one-dimensional plays. What a find from New, though. And that's the one thing about this guy. He does not shy away from a gunfight. He doesn't care if he has an SMG and a 1X. He will find you, and he will kill you.
All 10 of these players know how to crank. I mean, there's no other way to say it. SSG especially, though, when it comes to getting those early plays, they love to hunt for them. That's been the story all day long. I should note through this entire best of 3, SSG will start on defense on all 3 maps, so expect to see a lot of this engagement where OXG maybe go for a bit linear pushes, but they're going with everybody together. Space Stage trying to swing aggressively to slow that down.
The time sync right now from Oxygen starting to become a little bit of an issue. Granted, they are still going for that direct Solarium take for the most part. Have those 2 bodies over here, getting that Master Window Repel in right now. And you can see that far player for Oxygen working his way over, more than likely to the bathroom balcony, just be able to help things out with that window as well as Piano. Can't always adjust as well, but as of right now, that seems to be the game plan for Grixer, as we're more than likely reaching crunch time. Adam's going to go down, though, and things starting to become more and more of an issue as Ice is
窓に貼る
added
と
to
どうい
this
う効果あるんだろうね ラペン
Such a problematic situation right now, and Forrest has been discovered down low as he tries to slip
ラ
through
ペ
the
ンし
cracks.
にくくなるとかあんのかな
Teammates are both outside the building and thhave both yet to find a kill this
ラ
game.
ペン
So
の
it's going
速度
to
落ちない
be
よね
really
さ
tough
す
for them to
が
pull
に
back this 3v5.
歩きだけだよね。
Yeah, Solarium take just not really working out as they're almost required to clear out this top floor, Jesse. So much verticality works its way into kitchen, and you really just don't have a chance unless you are able to rid yourself of this top floor problem. That's why Oxygen put so many ducks up here, but Forest is finally going to be able to find something to try and work themselves back in. It'll be their first big kill, and Yaga with the equalizer here. A lot of things not expected, especially with so little time. The case is all the way across the map. SSG legitimately just needs to stay alive, and they have their first round here on Chalet. Forest will go down. Another find from J90, and that should be it for round 4.
A little scary. I gotta give credit in the end there from Oxygen. And they were good wins. Really good attempt there, but of course, PlayStation just too large of an advantage.
これ抜いたのすごいわ。
Happy to just waste time, right? They never got over aggressive. That can be a real big problem. With
いや、ここ
Chalet,
倒せたの。
existing on that top floor, the window pressure is so strong that you can often wander into those angles and you lose your life. But there's one operator, Sam, that does make that a lot easier.
Positioning of the other
相
side.
変わらず叫んでおります。
This isn't great. Top floor will be the bomb site selected by SSG, so there's going to be an attempt from OFG to try to clear over. And
アシュン一生叫んでる。
instead of going straight for solar like they did last time, they're going to go for the library side clear. There was a spawn peek by Newers, but it was droned out early. Nobody fell for it. Nobody tempted it. And with the second drone,
これ屋上いたやつ誰だっけ？
Force isn't crazy.
誰抜
Stay
いたの？
alive, and they have to clear out problematic situation.
ライオンが死んだ？
That direct.
ライオンが死んだのか？
Although, you know, obviously coming out from SSG.
7-0 to start this game now. Falling off a little bit. It's an 8-2 coming through, but even still, should be feeling confident to go into this final round on the offense.
グレもなくなっちゃった
Themselves up
し
to。go for probably a full map clear, not something that they've been really eager to do so far this game. But
Lion
if they start to work
Shin
their way
は
into the
結構ま
master,
ずそう。
then they can work a little bit more angles into this library hold, start taking advantage of some of the operators that they've
さ
got,
あ
including all the smokes that they've been bringing in with the glass, maybe some of these sense wall plays too.
スモークが2つ ?1 個 ?2 個か。これフラグで一気に溶かす？
Yeah, it seems like they want to go for something that can chop up the side a little bit and make life a little bit easier down there, especially with the warden off the board. You're always expecting things like that, right? You're expecting the yings, you're expecting the glazes, and everything else in between to work its way in, because, I mean, it just becomes that much more impactful. You don't have somebody with some special glasses that can see through everything. So nades before, and great positioning here from Bench as a stun will come through too, but doesn't seem like they have anybody downstairs on the game window, so he'll count his lucky stars as he'll make his way back in towards bar stock.
A lot of angles being out.
特別フラグで移動させるとかはしなかったね。
That's a strategy that worked for them last time. Got them that
やる
extra
か
drag
な
on
と
the
思った
Newers.
けど。
Yaga again, quite solo. Oh,
Wow.
Fault runs out from Wine. He gets that initial kill on a Forest, taking out the glass. That's a really big for a player to take off the board. You remove the IGL, the captain, and now you kind of set your teams up in a way where they don't need to play as aggressive anymore, Sam.
Yeah, well, that's the thing about fishing. Sometimes you catch stuff, sometimes you don't catch anything, and sometimes the fish fight back.
Yeah.
As Fultz will run out the bottom door and quickly dispatch Forest. I'm feeling pretty good about that. That's IGL on IGL crime, by the way.
True. Well, this is just
嫌すぎる。今度。ああ、これ。何事もなかった床のように頭でぶち抜い
I'll
て
tell you
た
what the solution is. Just walk. How about
Just
that?
walk at him, bro.
Just walk at him. Hey, sometimes that's really all it takes. And Adam, he's looked very solid, very
強
confident.
かったかな。なんかドローンで赤ピンついたしな
Fultz。will run out the bottom door and quickly dispatch Forest.
赤ピンついてるもんね。
I'm feeling pretty good about that. That's
Exit Library Balconies。ライブラリーバルコニーってことは
IGL on IGL crime, by the way.
True.
ここのカメラではないか。
Well, this is just disgusting. Did you want nothing's disgusting for Adam, though. Adam says, give me a spoon. I'm gonna eat that right up. Yum, 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 yum. Jeez.
I'll tell you what the solution is. Just walk. How about
Just
that?
walk at him, bro.
Just walk at him. Hey, sometimes that's really all it takes. And Adam, he's looked very solid, very confident in his ability so far. He's had some massive impact on this offensive side and rears that hand once again here in round 6. Equal playing field. The map control going to be a huge thing here as Adam will dust yet another player.
一気にプレッシャーかか
What
る
is。it? Evoke the bonsai that just turns Adam into a different
う
beast.
わー、両方気にな
When
る
you're。fighting somebody
楽
else,
しい
other。than check your back because you know Adam's coming. That's what Benj is watching for.
Fultz with the double kill now.
あー、V 島、
Something over here
V
on this
島にあっ
hallway
た。
side
うわ
finds the
ー。
sense, and that's going to be a triple kill for the IGL to wrap things up on
いや、
round
死ななかった
6.
狙いかったな、今。
Calm, collected there as Oxygen.
Well, this is just disgusting.
How about
Just
that?
walk at him, bro.
Just walk at him. Hey, sometimes that's really all it takes. And Adam, he's looked very solid, very clean field. The map
この瞬、これ2回でしょフルーツ
ability so far, he's had some massive impact on this
初回
offensive
で
side and rears that head once
この瞬間に娯楽廊下い
again
るん
here
だ
in。round 6. Equal playing
これ誰バーチョゾいるの。
field. The map
うん
control going to be a huge thing here
Benja
as Adam will dust yet another player.
I mean, what is it? Evoke the bonsai
こ
that
れ
just
ベンジ
turns
しな
Adam
か
into
った
a
ら偉
different
かっ
beast.
たね。
Even when you're fighting somebody else, other than check your back because you know Adam's coming. That's what Benj is watching for.
これフルーツ間に合ったもんね。
Fultz with a double kill now. Able to discover something over here on this kitchen hallway side.
Falls who was back in that basement. Romeo was playing. Grixer was outside on the window. Nobody knows worth a ban.
Dirty work has gotten a lot dirtier. You know,
Really?
none.
Even on Ratchet. Oh my god, you're right. There's no hard breach at all. Okay, well, office wall will stay closed. Fireplace wall will stay closed.
Basically, just ignore everything we said in the last 30 seconds.
Okay, Sam, I was a little bit concerned that OXG maybe weren't using those fans enough by not bringing like a kite or something, but no point bringing a kite if there's no hard bridge anyways to even care about, I guess.
Yeah, well, it seems like they want to just flirt with the top four and see how much value they can get out of it. You're really looking for a lot of dislodgement here. That's why you got the bees at the gram. That's why you got Capital with the fire arrow, and then Folt will find one. As I always love when we see this kind of play.
ちょっとの様子見を許されない。ああでも。美味しいキルは続く。惜しい。うわ下と合わせやったんだ。どの瞬間にフォーカスしようとしてんだろう。ここで落ち着かないんだね。下もこれで。キッチン階でしょまだ。キッチンホールウェイって書いてあるよ。これ真ん中廊下かここの。で記念。
Almost another great discovery from Adam. It'll be forced instead to reclaim the Solarium stairs.
Yeah, good teamwork between Forrest and Adam there. Working one above, one below, distracting one's attention, and then the other one goes on in. You saw initially how they were able to find value outside these windows. Now we stop swing if we're OXG. We got to calm things down a little bit. They got that initial pick from the window, and I was going to say, you know, that kind of comes down to these that's part of that. But once they actually had to get into the building, things got really messy. Faults, you repel it on the shield after the smoke had come out. Really obvious play, really loud. Really exposing yourself when you're playing with that Blackbeard. So kind of an awkward entry. Now we'll get into the site. Really free.
All the bulletproof camera reading everything that Benj is doing right now. The case upstairs too. Fantastic.
Ridiculous smoke. I mean, you saw throughout that round, started kind of on the bottom floor, or on the main floor, I should say, inside a trophy. Then when teammate called in, that's absolutely ridiculous. All right, take the run away from OXG. Solar Stairs is the organization, but not.
That was quite a setup down there near the game's window, Jesse. There's one or two frost mats on the ground. I do believe it's one, but there's also two Goyo canisters sitting right next to it.
Lovely.
Yeah, that is just a house of horror right inside of that window. Not a place that I would want to exist. As Forest will claim the top level. You usually do want a player here in library, as that hatch is so useful up there.
マジで
Well, the site Utsu will come later. Right now, it's quite an aggressive position. So many players over towards Master. You don't see this very often. Typically, defending teams will really pull things back to kind of the hallway to
圧かけるぐらいで言ってたのに。
But Yaga has no fear. He says, I'm going to step up with Gomez and with Adam as well, who's playing just inside of office. Yaga and Gomez teammates for a long time on this OXG core.
かわいそうすぎる。
Chemistry hoping to be put to good use. They fight these window players.
事故だよな、あんな。
Just for a split second there, Benji just second guesses where that ended going out from, but then finally lays eyes on Forest over the library balcony. That's a time in this round, and why wouldn't you? Oxygen have been at your necks for the vast majority of these, or at least been in contention. Bolt will find a nice frag onto Gomez, but it's going to get a little bit more difficult. And why wouldn't you? Oxygen have been at your necks for the vast majority of these, or eyes on Forest over in the library balcony. SSG taking their time in this round, and why wouldn't you? Oxygen have been at your necks for the vast majority of these, or at least been in contention. Bolt will find a nice frag onto Gomez, but it's going to get a little bit more difficult, especially with this SSG up close and personal, but it's going to be the Bailiff. Man, youngest somewhere in the world right now, just a very sad boy after what happened to him in 2019 in Milan. Sometimes you got to be blessed for that Bailiff to work, and this time it'll work out for Fultz.
Wow, that Rome game really did fall apart quickly. Adam, the only one to escape with his life. He falls back to the library stairs, but you kind of think he's got to step up, make a play, or at least make a distraction. To make that play. He's taking a ridiculously aggro spot. That drone goes right past him, and it doesn't see him. It should be an easy play. Great droning from SSG.
Fultz, the IGO, the triple kill, the do-it-all man. He is on top of the world right now as he is piloting SSG through round 8 with perfection. Yes, Ashen and Newers went down, but Fultz has been able to pull this back into their good graces and is now looking for the potential opportunity to take this round away. Adam, though, with some stellar positioning. I love what we're seeing here, Jesse, over towards the main stairs.
Yeah, and time's really low, Sam. 30 seconds to get going. And I still remember those Goyo canisters and cross mats we were talking about in the site, so this is by no means easy.
No, not at all, but although you do say that,
Benjamin... 気まずい場所にいる。
Just still have these fire arrows. We still have some dislodgement there with the Rotero drone. If you want to commit that too. So some things still to be said by SSG as well, but it has to be said now.
あ、リビングにいないのか？これバーチャルとかずっといたの。
Main stairs. Yeah, and time's really low, Sam. 30 seconds to get going. I still remember those Goyo canisters.
いや、いないよね。
Cross mats we were talking about in the site, so this is by no means easy.
No, not at all. But although you do
あ、でもいるか。
say that, Benja, just still have these fire arrows. We still have some dislodgement there with the Rotero drone if you want to commit that too. So some things still to be said by SSG as well, but it has to be said now. Adam goes for a swing. He's done. He's dusted. It's up to Grixer. He'll find one, and he knows how little time there is.
With a SSG, I should say. Of that drone in the mid round that found Forest, so the player to credit with that information gathering, coming through big time, favoring Oxygen, or favoring SSG, I should say, excuse me. Really nice comeback. That was really not around that. I think it was super simple for them. Oxygen provided a lot of problems. It was a 3-man extension. Then it was a play from Forest. Then it was a bomb site filled with Utah and a couple of players that hit great shots.
Reframe team and maintain
shot by Rebellion at the end of the night. Now, will that take only 15-20 minutes, or are we going to be here for another hour and a half, 2 hours? That'll depend on the players on the server.
割り食に5番。
especially after what we saw from map 1. Newer's a big swing here. Newer almost follows through, but the R4C for the first time in a long time abandons him on that second kill. Although the other one will be found eventually from Ashen, and a good little giggle, a nice chuckle in the chat as well. Forrest, he'll be lit up too. This could honestly be an even worse scenario if Newers was able to hit that shot. So Oxygen will probably just try and work their way back into this map. Granted, with their tail between their legs for the moment. This don't call out. I think he's going to be discovered here. He's not ready, and somehow, some way, Benja misses that.
How is he alive?
I have never seen Benja miss something like that in my life.
Oh my god. Right, listen, everybody gets one. We'll ignore it. They'll probably still win this round. Grixer can't do a whole lot up here. They've reinforced Dining Hatch, which is a strat you see actually quite common. Otherwise, it's usually left open. But it really does limit the opportunities that Grixer can take to walk down West Main, which is not a safe way to get back to site. Top floor too. Site is literally just being held by a clash right now, Sam.
Sometimes that's all you need.
Well, they don't think Grixer gets back there. I think a wise call.
Yeah, I would agree. I would most definitely agree. Given the circumstances of this round, this is not something that you want. They might have identified that Forrest dropped down the kitchen hatch.
Oh, yeah.
He's flirting with this back and forth. This is the most Forrest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Pop some rounds over towards us. He's trying to be a smokescreen right now. That's his entire job. He wants to waste time and try and find some big kills. But it doesn't matter, my friend. I'm so sorry, Forrest. You do the most on this floor to try and distract SSG, but there's just too many bodies, my friend. And they'll start to put that case down low. Over to Trophy.
Yeah.
That SSG obviously followed through on the notebook.
Mentioned again, the best player at OSG on their first day at EWC going
2-8
here on Chalet. They need him to step up. Gomez turning it on now on Chalet in the final couple of rounds could make all the difference for an Oxygen comeback to complete this and send SSG to a third map to go to Nighthaven Labs. It's not easy, but Sam, if Gomez locks in, that could make a difference.
It really, really could be. I mean, when you start looking at these stats for these teams, you really start looking at exactly what he was able to accomplish across that first stage. It is really, truly impressive. A 0.8 KPR, he was plus 30 overall.
これ手持ちに持ってきてて、最初の2個は普通に受けるけど、後期してなんか、本当なんかスタン以外のなんかグレーみたいのを吸いたいとかそういうあれではないか、さすがに。別のマシンつけるだけ。早読みしてしまった。ピアノロー待ってるね。これを割れるのは。
Vault will start to open up with a can opener, but there is not going to be anything on the other side. One Nitro being held by Gomez, maybe could try to go for a play there, but instead, SSG get it for free. They take even more free space with this Montagne.
I absolutely love this from Space Station. Again, when you see that third band come in, folks, you got to pay attention to these offline guys, because they will just start to pull off some of the most ridiculous stuff. This Monty plunges into the site. They find two off of the back of that pressure. Yes, Bolt goes down, but look at all the damage that SSG has caused to this defense. Frag grenade in, almost a find here from J90, but nothing doing at the current moment. They know where the last two players are now. They both drop into Trophy to try and hold down this bomb site. Now you've got to find some kind of a miracle. You're full blind. You have no numbers. You don't have positioning. Time is good for attackers too. I mean, zero advantage for Forrest and Adam, other than the fact that really, what else can we do but watch?
死にたくないから、ここをロックしてる間に別の場所に。
That's exactly what we'll do. No ideas, no opinions, no nothing. We all know what Oxygen have to accomplish. Are we in that timeline? That's the only question.
Stalling a little bit, Sam. But
yes, they are.
Still, again, lots of time to work with.
Yeah. I think it's just more of a respect thing at the current moment.
Yeah.
They know that they're over here near this trophy space, trying to set things up accordingly. That case is on Ashen. It seems like they want to go for the frag. So get Benja. They know where the last one is. A beautiful shot, but it won't matter.
It could have been a and Space Station don't crack. Every single time Space Station seem to have their wits about themselves. There's a minute to work with. Don't crack. Every single time Space Station seem to have their wits.
ベンジャずっとラペってた説ある
Maybe could try to go for a play there, but instead.
バックヤード。
SG get it for free, and they take even more.
ベンジャーは青でしょ。
Space with this Montagne.
I absolutely love this from Space Station. Again, when
being held by Gomez, maybe could try to go for a play there, but instead, SG get it for free, and they take even more free space with this.
まあベンタイミングで。
I absolutely love this from Space Station. Again, when you see that third band come in
home, and that's going to be it. Didn't feel like
catch a good old bass themselves, but obviously nothing doing on that front. Instead, it's Oxygen that are able to win that out with that situation.
Benja on the Yone.
一生さ、ここら辺最初にバリキャ壊したと一生ラペってた。
This is one of the rarest operators you'll see in Siege. Almost never a reason to bring this up. Very impactless gadget. If you don't get a whole lot out of that clone that goes through, and not the greatest secondary util or guns anymore. Bringing smokes might be part of the reason why they want this operator, but don't have anybody else that really synergizes with that, so I'm not sure, Sam.
Yeah, she's really just an operator with an ARX, especially if her name is Shaiko. Yeah, that's basically it. So we'll probably see Benja just trying to be more aggressive than anything, especially because, yeah, you can get some information out of Yana. We're not trying to pull that away from her, but usually back in the day, she was just so beneficial because of her great guns, the frag grenades, and the fact that you could burn laser gates because people were addicted to those things. So just a different time of frame right now. She might work her way back in, or she could just have some big impact with that frag power here. The biggest thing is here for me, we didn't have the Deimos that we saw. Newer switched over to the Striker instead, and it's going to be Ashen on the shield here. SSG reaching into the bag of tricks on this potential last round.
First line charge being used, but it doesn't catch anybody. Force is making jump outs, but it doesn't actually make any difference. Rotates back into the office, nice and clean. No, the roads got reinforced over, so you're happy to get back on in. Once again, we're working with
さあ、
that heavy
狼
hardbridge band.
狼じゃ
There
ない
are
や。
no
袋
hardbridgers
一生
being
時
brought
間
on the
さ
side
せ
of
られ
SSGs.
て
They
る
will be
あ、
desperate.
諦めたね。
No, the roads got reinforced over, so you're happy to get back on in. Once again, we're working with that heavy hardbridge band, and there are no hardbridgers being brought on the side of SSGs. They will be desperate to find these picks. Otherwise, I mean, Sam, they don't have a great way into the site.
Yeah, see, I'm getting really nervous. Although I do say that J9 will finally get a
諦
kill
めてないか。
onto Gomez. It was just taking a little bit of time here. But SSG will finally make a little bit of headway. E1D will run for us there for just a split second. The Monty will don the top of the stairwell in Solarium. So he will steer deeply into the ether of sight. A lot of different things that could potentially go on, a lot of different fluxes. So we do have the positioning now down low here from Benjamaster, and that is the real Benjamaster, not the drone. Finally, a nice kill coming back from us. Bolts will be discovered and be dusted as well.
Dude, scares to kill Gomez, though. His last kill came in round 5. Careful Ashen on that shield. He's got to be able to play really smart with this operator. Benji on the on and out with position, trying to capitalize on that space that Monty is making. He will be heard as he sprints into bathrooms. He knows the guy's close left.
緊張の間合い。ちょこちょこ動いて。
That's the real question. Force with the MP5, smoke in, and it's just going to make it mad awkward. He tried to take the gunfight off the information. I really respect that out of it, but it's going to be J9-0 to potentially end the round. Newers get the frag. The case is down. SSG carve everything out, and Oxygen are one man.
Careful a heavy hardbridge band, and there are no hardbridgers being brought on the side of that. They will be desperate to find these picks. Otherwise, I mean, Sam, they don't have a great way into the site.
大窓ラペ倒しに行った。
Yeah, see, I'm getting really nervous. Although I do.
No hardbridgers being brought on.
ああ、カーガレージ飛び出したのか。
The kill onto Gomez. It was just taking a little bit of time here.
やわ壁のところ、イングレで割って。
A nice kill coming back through as Fultz will be discovered and be dusted as well.
Dude, scares to kill Gomez, though. His last kill came in round 5. Careful Ashen on that shield. He's got to be able to for Newers in particular.
Down. SSG.
So much time to
So it was truly SSG was in this.
リプレイないか。ウェイボーダークゼロは見たんで、クラブが結構、クラブまでは見たな。後半見たいんだよな。アジドだっけ
？Think how many for a slight advantage, trying to plant this diffuser. Nothing. Really strong defense to begin, and it all started with the open.
Yeah, his experience really shines. I don't know where he's side of
that second best player in NAL out of Citizen here on this map. Find more out of him.
So midpoint of the round. And it's slow going as Dark Zero fight for Northern control. Speak easy, playing contact. 2 gas babes available, now just 1. Deathmark falls back, but in support and able to find 2. Trade a bit delayed. NJR 1 shot, and it's very much a great start to the round.
I feel like I jinxed Citizen. He's the first death. No. Well, NJR also very late.
Control. Speak easy, playing contact. 2 gas babes available, now just 1. Deathmark forced back, but Hoven in support and able to find 2. Trade a bit delayed.
To final play onto Turd, but he has got a mute jammer on his location. So he's not affected by that death mark. Nave will cancel. Under 40 seconds left.
ストレージでしょレインボーシックスルームホールウェイ。
Here, 4v3, essentially like 4 versus 2.
倉庫ガン押し。
This is going to be very difficult for Dark Zero to win this round. Not the way they wanted to start on their map pick. No gas babes left, but there is a Nitro on Reaps. You got the Shamika launcher as well for Turd, and the Nitro on that.
18秒、炎つけるしかない。
Should not be able to get clean entry. Nitro in pocket now. Out kill, 10 seconds, and it's Weibo's round to lose.
Right, at that point, he's going to send it to the doorway, hope for the best. That's Blackbeard in spirits that went on through, staying behind in storages. Nate him as well on 1-0.
And you combo that with the info from the advantage, whilst doing so, it amplifies the difficulty of the late round in a similar fashion to what we saw prior. So it's important they get this control, get the ramp to work, and then are in a position to pressure that denial and clear out those in a similar fashion to what we saw prior. So it's important they get this control, get the ramp to work, and then are in a position to pressure that denial and clear out those Nitro cameras.
That's big.
Yeah, it's a smoke off the board.
スモークで多分。
Well, he brought the aggression in the previous round. Now in this very round, he comes through with the spirits on the Blackbeard. So that's better from Dark Zero. That's the way that they're going to need to play because they need to bring aggression to Weibo. They're going to run towards them, not fear them.
Critically as well, he was able to avoid the trade attempt from Speak Easy. It just fell short from the stairs position. That opens up control now for DZ. Ramp can get to work. Reaps is the first floor. Now, he's directly in a position where he'll be able to pressure, just poking a couple of shots to lobby, but Pamba's in a position safe enough to avoid that pressure.
And how's Weibo going to go now? Down a player, big map. Obviously, Dark Zero have a pretty big advantage to be able to take a lot of this map control. So you're going to just fall back. You feel more confident probably than playing basement. But then you're just pretty much playing into the hands of DZ. You're just giving them all that space. So what they've got is Reaps over towards security, yellow stairs. He's still offering something at least towards one of those entry positions.
なんだこ こら辺からエントリーして、なんか圧かけるあれがあったのかな。で、ラペインして倒すみたいな。
Stairwell towards basement, but he now too will fall back. They're just going to play time. Just over a minute left. Put some trust in the Maestro cams, the Shamika launcher as well to be able to deny over towards blue stairs. As you can see, Spirits is probably saying,
Kachan ni show
we're getting delayed by the Tachanka.
Reaps falls, NJR catches that good flank watch. And with now under a minute to go, Weibo are under pressure. But Speakeasy withstands it. Turd is still alive, and Maestro may be able to feed them information. Dark Zero, they cannot take this round for granted.
They can't lose this round. You can't lose another 5v3. We saw a couple of those back on Clubhouse. NJR, low, vulnerable. Speakeasy shuts down Nates though. The 3v3, where the lower player is on Dark Zero. Two very important kills back here for Weibo. Deep in lab, double stack. In stock is Ape. The Nitro was thrown, but down goes Speakeasy. Now puts it onto Turd and Ape to salvage this round for Weibo. NJR finishes off Speakeasy. He was down, now out. With 15 seconds, makes his way in towards lab. Trying to plant this diffuser. Nothing really to stop him until the bullets themselves. He got up, started running. Now into deep red time. Pamba, Citizen, you need to go find these kills. You've got to start moving, not a lot. Now Ape to hold strong.
これ取れるんだ。
NJR finishes off Speakeasy. He was down.
これハッチからロックして。
With 15 seconds, makes his way in towards lab.
フィルターカバーでしょ？フィルターとハッチでカバーで、ね。
Trying to plant this diffuser. Nothing.
これなんで NJR 走り出したんだ？
Really to stop him until the bullets.
C4 あったとか。
NJR finishes off Speakeasy. He's down now out. With 15 seconds, makes his
タカちゃん燃
in towards lab.
やされたから。
Nothing really to stop him until the bullets
炎
themselves.
を聞いたからか。
Now into deep red time. Pamba, Citizen, you need to go find these kills. You've got to start moving, not a lot. Now Ape to hold strong, and the question mark as well. What was that from Dark Zero?
Time or the read, I don't think success.
V3. Immediately with the question marks in the chat, wondering what are you guys doing. There's still 7 seconds left at the 2v1.
チャンカの炎を耐えられないからか。
They just look so disorganized towards the end.
残り
Like
体
once
力
they
的に。
lost those two players, it became a 3v3. You could just see Dark Zero just didn't really have confidence in what they wanted to do. NJR had kit, but he was low, so he knew he was vulnerable.
そこガチ守りしないといけないやつ。
Gotta run, but guess what? Then you're taken down. No time left. It all goes back to the way the round itself was being set up. And they've been abusing this Blackbeard, by the way.
カバーどうすんだろう？ミラノカバーを。
So if they don't find a round win here with this Blackbeard, it's probably not going to be available going into the second portion of this opening half. And as more and more rounds are stacked up for Weibo, that's more and more pressure stacked up on Dark Zero, knowing they're facing elimination now.
The Brava in play for round 3 will be an important tool in dealing with the Fenrir F not mines and the A patch as well. Which also in response to the so hard counter from DZ.
あれか、管理してる
Aggression
の
off
か。
fringe once more from Weibo, but it's cut down.
What?
Wow, it's 4 in the space of a second or two and shots onto the body. Turd left in 1v5 and Dark Zero will
Oh, like, where did that sleep?
何かしらがあったらしい。
The push is coming from specifically, and then Nitro Cell as well for Plant Denial in addition to the other two in play for this Weibo defense. Bandit as well available, used on the exterior wall.
違うか？
And will make that hard breach just a little bit more
上下
challenging
回る感じだっ
for
たから。
DZ. They do have the ace employed.
そう。
Turd finds the first kill. And I think I heard a couple laughs from here.
And I was just about to say as well for Dark Zero, you win that round in the fashion that you did it. Flawless, really
あっ
quick.
ち側が死んだの
It's
か。
almost over before it really begins.
作戦司令側が死んだのか。
How do you then build momentum off that? You've got to go and get a second, then a third, etc. You've got to build some form now. It's a long, long series, but you've never really had a whole heap of momentum immediately then in the round after. Opening kill, no Knave, no Sens. You're bringing a Sens for the ROUs for a reason to execute. Or to help facilitate entry positions. It's got purpose, it's no longer there.
Not even a spawn kill, it was the lurk below that Turd was able to deny. So Dark Zero looking for that early, I suppose, cheap map control, but was caught. I thought it was just a straight up spawn peek, but not the case. Very interesting and frustrating for DZ.
早めに
One thing Weibo, I kind of don't want to say this because I feel like I'm going to jinx it, but they haven't really thrown a
地下
lot
から
else.
せる予定だったの
Not in comparison to Dark Zero. Dark Zero have been far more problematic in
Not
the
as prone to the throw, no.
But at times it can be their specialty back home.
BB かなり嫌がってる。
They're just over a minute, fourth round, second map of this series. Weibo searching for what would be a top 8 finish here at EWC. Spirit falls, that's another big piece off the board for DZ. Another question mark from Speakeasy.
Good bandit trick as well from Hovin.
The trash talking from Weibo starting to increase. As they start to edge closer to knocking out Dark Zero and Pempers, who steps up, big pick.
And Turd, but still below and could potentially flank. So very much keep that in mind towards the late round.
He's quite a distance away though from the 3-man stack of Dark Zero over towards the hallway of R6.
Well, he's getting no information, which is good information. They'll know Dark Zero are stacked in this position.
They don't have the Blackbeard to play behind. 2 Adrenal Searchers available for Citizen, along with a frag grenade. Only 3 drones, so lack of information as well for Dark Zero. Frag thrown in, right now from Citizen, in through R6. Thought about pistol for a second. Got to hit those shots though. He does eventually get the down onto Speakeasy, but took some time in being able to do it. Lost a teammate in the process, and he's only now 2v1. With 12 seconds left, Embers who's got a lot to do.
And Turd down below feeding information, but despite that, he dies, but in response to the Nitro, Turd commits below, and it pays off.
We would have to
Dark Zero get away with a 2-round half, but it's these kind of big, obvious moments that continue to occur for Dark Zero that we can spotlight.
ミラーやられてたらやばかっ
This
た
is
け
the
ど。
direct reason why they lost this particular round.
あそこに
It's not
続け
small
て。
mistakes at the moment for DZ. It's these large ones that are compounding, unfortunately, for them currently. And Weibo are capitalizing. They are minimizing mistakes themselves.
Looking at some of the global statistics.
2人サーバーいてよかったね。サーバークリア判断したのかな。
60% defensive win rate, top floor, 53% basement. Even the tertiary bunks briefing at around 57%. So as you're kind of pointing out, defense does usually do well here on lair. And that's where you probably got to remind yourself. Like, okay, boys, we just maybe gotta get one more here. Just find the second attacking round. We can then bunker down on defense. Spirits on the blitz, going for the full flash, but it's a turnaround. Nitrocell from Speakeasy, and the blitz will fall. So another opening kill for Weibo. Albeito then doubled down.
まだ乗ってる。BGM が鳴り続けてる。
Crumbling on their attacks of lair. A flash to clear the stairwell position, but they've already vacated. The damage has already been done.
やられてるね。
Dark Zero, even when in an advantage, have some of their more hard-hitting players still up, particularly NJR and even Citizen at his best, at least locally, in NA. But they need to be able to isolate picks, and Weibo aren't a team in this current form that are going to give away much for free.
割れないでしょ。
They'll anchor down, they'll chill out. They have the utility to still play around.
キコ側行ってい
DZ
る。
forced to trade out towards a default plan position.
There haven't been too many rounds in the series that Dark Zero have been able to overcome a deficit such as this. They need to do so now, 5th round. Otherwise, they could be staring down the barrel of a 4-1 deficit.
いや、これ強いよ
There haven't
ね。
been too many rounds in the series that Dark Zero has been able to overcome a deficit such as this.
これ作って、このアーマーパネルここ貼ってさ、で、ここ開けるっていうの。
But they need to be able to isolate picks, and Weibo aren't the kind of team in this current form that are going to give
俺
away
もア
much
ジ
for
と
free.
実装当初、
They'll anchor down, they'll chill out. They have the utility to still play around.
この守り
DZ
方ある
forced
か
to trade
な
out
と思っ
towards
た
a
んだ
default plan position.
There haven't been too many rounds in the series that Dark Zero has been able to overcome a deficit such as this. They need to do so now, 5th round. Otherwise, they could be staring down the barrel of a 4-1 deficit. NJR, Nave, Citizen, and most importantly, NJR and Citizen are still alive. Two of the top-rated players for Dark Zero. But with no spirits and no blitz.
何回か
Only
試して
40
るんだけ
seconds
ど。
as Ape knows full well, 2 players over
どう
towards
し
this exterior.
うわ
Easy
ー
swing with the shotgun. He had all the intel, he had all of the noise being made.
まあ、でも
Well,
こ
he
こ
went
取ら
for
れたところで、まあ、あれがあるんで、アーマーパネルあるんで、ポイズン側進行しない
onto
といけな
Ape,
く
but
なっ
more
ちゃう
work
か
to be done. A headshot angle may be found for NJR up close at Speakeasy. On the band that went for that door swing, but NJR knows he's running out of teammates by himself now with Nave on the wall. There's nothing that NJR can do.
To ignore what ultra players alive.
And if it does occur, another factor of that could be just a full sight rush from Dark Zero if they don't want to play into that roam game employed by Weibo. There's a big map. Utilize it.
But they don't really have the util for it, right? Like, you need a sense or a cap, or sure, Docker to an extent, but
The other thing as well is so far Weibo have been pretty good, hitting back to the round gone prior as well, where Turtle was able to get that kill onto Nave, at exploiting Dark Zero's lack of awareness entering the building. If they're not prepared for this vigil, this Ulrich or this Mozzie, but they're not also prepared for a Nitro from Reaps. Citizen goes down early, and that's big. No gridlock, no awareness entering the building. If they're not as well for these roaming defenders.
they still have Nomad up. A double flank watcher is certainly part of their
ここか
plan,
ら先見た気がするな。
as is clearing Vert.
First logic bomb used as well.
ここら辺で
Prior to the 2 minute mark,
G2
so have to wait a while for that second one. Pampazoo off of his own logic bomb follows up. The
フェー
kill
ズ
onto the
の
Mozzie
第
on
1マッ
Ape.
プが終わって。
Coming through Armory now is Spirits on the Blackbeard, taking some space here for the attack of Dark Zero.
Reaps under a ton of pressure over towards Lobby. We're catching the tail end of it with Pamp chasing, but Dark Zero don't quite catch him.
He gets out with his life intact, can fall back, play with wall security. So you can see on this overhead though, Turd still tucked in towards bunks. They might not be aware of his position and could go for a swing coming out of the site itself if he so chooses. Intriguing to see the Oryx and the Vigil have now very much fallen back towards the site. Hover that still plays above though.
これベンチ裏強気にポジション取って。
Two players for Dark Zero on their way to meet Hoven in towards Master.
結構人数配置結構正確に置いてそうだね。
So pivot from DZ now, looking to investigate above. Have a semblance of control.
Hoven can just look to try and maybe fall back, rotate to the other side of the site, rather than fully take the fight and then go for a late flank to deny the vert hold for DZ.
ああ、そうだ。これね、ここ
He
例
does. He holds the
例
wall
の
tops. He may be ready, but it's a Blackbeard coming around the corner. Goes to guard
これ
player.
終わりです。終わりですこれ。
How do you mess that up? A double stack clear on the lead.
マジで
Goes horribly wrong for Dark Zero.
強すぎね。
Talk. Zach.
And Jake, so
心折られる。
I think hard has not been. And this is going to see outcome at least from this point onwards. We'll see how they adapt based on what happens during the round, though.
It's a big call, though, as you're kind of mentioning, leaving the Clash out, leaving the Mirror out. And those bans are permanent for this map. You don't really get a second go of it.
I mean, you can then take one out in a
You
couple
can-
of rounds'
you
time,
certainly
right?
can
But
take one,
at that
but-
point, damage could already be done in terms of momentum.
And of course, then one also stays up regardless. So 5-1 up, all the momentum for Weibo. The only thing that has kind of stalled out that momentum is just the break between switching halves. Think back, first map of Clubhouse, it was 3-1 up for Dark Zero, and then
月は
5 rounds straight for Weibo, ultimately won at 7-5, and here on Lair, it's just only been Weibo on the defense, but as we've been alluding to, defense globally on this map does do better statistically than attack.
エースバン
Dark
して
Zero
る
now
し
get their opportunity.
ビリビリを放番してるから。
But it doesn't do 5-1 better for the most part. Weibo need now 1 round to at least secure OT. And don't forget, with that map, they've already got Chalet in the back pocket if it does need to be played. Dark Zero must win from a 5-1 deficit on the second map and then go through Chalet. It's a long way back from where they currently stand.
ここは見てないな。このラウンドから見てないね。
Midpoint of the round, Ops control still being contested here by Weibo. Speakeasy playing the frontline shield. Nafe, counter shield, clash. Forced back though. Wall opened up, and Weibo can now hold this line. It's a critical line for DZ to hold, especially for denying the A-site plant. Nafe with shield down can opt to play with mild aggression, but doesn't want to forfeit his life. Wants to try and soak up some crowd control. And there it is, the flash forcing him back. Minute now on the clock, but it's NJR on site. On that Azami.
これでガジェット使わせられるのマジで強いよな。
Really quickly, Weibo are going to figure out attacking this top floor is not going to be easy. Especially with the clash up, the mirror up. This first go around should go the way of Dark Zero.
ポジション変えられるシールド一緒持って。 圧かけて。無駄にスタン使わせて。まあでライン取れたからいいのか。別によし自分。
Clean, comfortable, no mistakes, no errors, and maybe even flawless to kickstart the second half and kickstart a potential comeback for the North Americans. That's the way to do it. It's only 1 round, but it kickstarts their journey on the way back.
Too bad.
As well on the defense. Not often you see Arpe leading his team in terms of KDA.
He's pretty quiet on map 1.
He was very quiet on map 1, and he's statistically the lowest rated player on the team. Usually playing hard
Supported
support roles.
現地ドローンいられてる。
Probably just got enabled a little bit more on defense to be more aggressive when they had advantage, I suppose. Oven with a lurk.
Oh, shit.
Almost able to get a cheeky kill. That would have been a big opener onto NJR and would have taken one of those 3 nitros off the board. Unable, though, to find that particular kill.
Very important for NJR to stay alive. He's also doing bugs at the moment. But a brazen attack here from Weibo in the way that they've gone about it early on. Arpe runs right into NJR. Taking even lower. He finds a second kill, this time onto Speakeasy.
から圧あったらいけたかもしれんけど、あれか、石鹸にちゃんとカバーがいるのか。エラが寄ってたね。
But hot and a brazen attack here from Weibo in the way that they've gone about it early on. Arpe runs right into NJR. Taking even lower. He finds a second kill, this time onto Speakeasy. So from almost being eliminated
NJR のそのおかげで
to then at least having impact with the 2 kills. Traded eventually by Hoven.
自由に置けたね。
Sight's clear, but the vert in play makes the plant essentially
3 plays above.
Impossible. Do Weibo try and jam it? Try to win gunfights
そ
against the
の
vert
おかげ
denial?
で上は手薄になってるんで、ここから上攻める感じになるかな。
60 seconds left in the 8th round. Dark Zero, slight advantage. Peek through the hallway, gave Reeps an opportunity, but he could not land that shot. Turd, though, I think Reeps is trying to just keep them away, and the site has now become vulnerable, and Turd can get this plant down. Reeps was just basically saying,
あ、じゃあプラントできたんか。
look at me.
プラントできたんか。
But can Weibo hold on in the post? Dark Zero should be able to flood.
Oh, big headshot. And a drop as well from Spirit. It will be a failure. And now a 2v2 with Nafe on the clash, stuck next to Reeps. Pambazu must kill and clear out Turd. If he does so, it becomes very
気ま
winnable.
ず。
Still has a scan as
ね
well
え、
online
気ま
and
ず
they've
す
used
ぎ
as。well.
Has a red big intel, the drop, the chance, the shot now, and a 1v2 for Turd to make his moment here at the Esports World Cup. He has a chance. It's a slim one now, though, with solo help, but just needs to deny in terms of time.
Wow.
And Turd will do just that. Weibo are 1 round away from knocking out the North American Grand Finalists. Weibo now.
熱っ。
And that might determine a couple more of those rankings later on. But at this point, for Dark Zero, you now have his clan on the opening day yesterday, 7-3. It's been nothing but loss after loss after
フラン
loss
ト
since
通し
that
たの
moment.
めっちゃ良かっ
Imagine
た
telling
ね
a。Dark Zero fan, by the way, you're going to beat FaZe on the first day. 7-3, it's great. Then you're going to lose to VP and Weibo, and you're out.
And Weibo 2-0.
And Weibo 2-0. And VP 7-1.
Yeah.
Have they got it in them for Dark Zero? Are they a team that's got fortitude and resilience to bring this back, to show a backbone? Staring down the barrel of the defeat, awaiting them. Do they wave the white flag or do they try and push through?
うん、早いとこ壊したいね。ボルカン。
4. Nafe almost able to pluck an early kill. As Weibo begin their map clear elsewhere. Still largely on the exterior, but Speakeasy falls first. Pamba.
Pamba.
He's got 8 kills now and showing that he's not done and ready to leave this tournament, but caught on the cross back by Arpe.
And that's an opportunity now.
Surely this can't be another round that Dark Zero lose from a winning advantage.
Another 5v3.
It would be absolutely asinine. It would be the story of this series. May as well start calling them Dark Throws at that point if they lose this round.
Attackers recovered the bomb diffuser.
The pivot from Reeks. Maybe he looks to be the backstab lurk potential in this round. The other 2 will spearhead warehouse side. I think that's probably the best play. Having 3 from the exact position might be a little bit risque. They do have the ram as well for Hoven, and he situates first floor, maybe able to establish some vert. So they still have decent tools.
おお、行くね。わ、行こう。イークスやるわ。
There's a Goyo canister there as well.
すご。
Even Spirits right now. They just look a little bit fumbly. Nervous. Not quite sure of themselves. 40 seconds. Fall back. Play. This Goyo canister. There you go. Now Reeks is stuck here for a decent amount of time. Limits the potential for Uppe and Hoven to make moves. 30 seconds and now time becomes a factor. Come on, DZ. It's the basics here. Play the time. It's now on your side. Must convert this round. Literally.
Quadrone Reeves has information. Can he be the difference maker? Uppe,
このタイミング
elsewhere.
で
Posing side diffuser in hand.
Up close
No
shotgun.
way.
Reeks with the entry. Now they have the advantage. Still time a factor in all of this. Though, and Reeks goes
Yes.
absolutely the basics here. Play the time. It's now on your side. Must convert this round. Literally.
Quadrone Reeves has information. Can he be the difference maker? Uppe, elsewhere.
あ、もうショットガン最初から決め込んで構えてるね。弾使い
Posing
切ったと
side
かじゃなくて
diffuser in hand.
Up close. Must convert this round. Literally.
Quadrone Reeves has information. Can he be
これ
the
ポイズンドローン回したんかな。
Yeah. Play the time. It's now on your side. Must convert this round. Literally.
ラボ
Quadrone Reeves has information. Can he be the difference
ラボは
maker?
ドローン入ってるっ
Uppe,
ぽいね。
elsewhere. Posing side diffuser in hand.
Up close,
No
shotgun.
way.
Reeps with the entry. Now they have the advantage. Still time a factor though in all of
No.
this though. And Reeps
わあ、
goes
全部終えてたん
absolutely
だ。
nuts with that. Weibo knockout the knock.
For a moment like
Somebody will give them some
probably a little bit
the stage. Staring them down in white is the underdog. Got two teams as well.
much more
Hachi-
open, fluid, and aggressive, and if required,
Hachi
probably
Dokkiri,
lightweight
Azami.
Farmhouse will slow things down potentially a little bit more. I mean, I say slow down,
Crush.
that's in the context of SAL, the
Shika
pacing is always
fast
up
one.
and about. Expect opening kills frequently in the first minute,
Really
and perhaps most rounds being
fight
decided
it
before the final minute. That can genuinely on Dokkiri, Azami, and a Clash.
Yeah, the bans I think are a good one. An execute heavy
Hachi
operator and an operator
Akete.
that's great at clearing space, so it'll make things a little bit more difficult for W7M. Now with this basement defense to kick things off, you have KZ on the roam on the top floor. You know, I think back to some of the best rooms I've seen on Chalet. It's all about staying hidden, but early days, you've got Volps on the Nomad, it'll be his job. There is an area engagement, he will get, I think it's actually Dots that gets that down but not out. And I think on the other side, there's got Legion not too far away. KZ just holding the angle, but look at how aggressive that Fury are being on this roam.
Yeah, I wonder if KZ's position is known, because he could pounce on this clear.
これで真ん中分断だも
It
んな。
looks like W7M are doing their due diligence.
いや、早すぎる。
And the body shot from Dots. There's a lot in this match from these two, a lot of passion, a lot of pride on the line.
Yeah, doing a great job of dismantling this roam on the side of Furia is W7M, as they've taken just over a minute. And as you said, you expected kills to come fast and furious. Another gunfight's about to kick off. This time it's Bully Box, but he will win his one.
ちゃんとこ
As they've
れ
taken just over a minute, and as you said, you expected kills to come fast and furious.
普通だったら引いてから構えて ADS して出てくるけど、
Another
ちゃんと理由あるもんな。ここで ADS する。ちゃんとカバー取れる
Bully
らし
Box, but he will win his one, but he's been downed on the other side. So it's a 2 versus 3 of standing players. Bully Box is down. Nate is not too far away, but he cannot go for that res until he deals with Volps first. And just like that, Palu will secure that kill from the west main window. He'll vault on him, so Nate to himself a 1 versus 2
あと一人どこいる防衛。
here over by Kitchen. And
2
he
回
can just get one of them.
ソーラー天文下ってきてるけど、天文じゃないよ。
Make it a little bit easier for JV92. It
後
could be
ろ
a big
来
moment
て
in
ま
the game.
す。後ろ来てま
And
す。
keep in mind, this is all taking place a long way away from the objective, but W7M flipping the storyline of this opening round. JV92, well, he's caught. W7
No value in
Hackers have discovered the location of a bomb.
and if he can just get one of them, make it a little bit easier for JV92. It could be a big moment in this game.
And keep in mind, this is all taking place a long way away from the objective, but W7M flipping the storyline of this opening round. The expectation, especially if you haven't watched these teams love to play. They were the ones that pioneered the kind of modern that we're in currently. And I'm very intrigued to see just how much of that continues throughout the series. The expectation will be a lot. And I think they might normalize a little bit over the bar for the second round.
前にばっか。
Can't say anything standing out massively from the internal composition. I mean, there were a couple of repicks from W7M. It could be a little bit more direct, but again, that's a really good tool still for the map clear as well.
Talk about like the dynamic duo that they have of JV92 and KZ and how they'll kind of play close together. It's what Fury like to do. Look at the operators they're playing. So JV92 with the Fenrir, those F-Nats will go off if someone looks to take space. The Ella Grismont mine's doing the same. So really they've taken operators that are their signal to swing. So they're not going to aggressively hold the window, but the second someone walks through a door or window and that bit of utility pops off, that's when you'd expect them to swing a little bit later on.
So Loban then with map entry trophy side. For Leapbox though, the first to fall elsewhere. The DMR from Volps hits hard. Fury tried to reaggress back to maybe find a trade, but it's unsuccessful. And in the meantime, Palu has been able to double down for the attack. Fury tried to reaggress back to maybe find a trade. For Leapbox though, the first to fall elsewhere. The DMR from Volps hits hard. Fury tried to reaggress back to maybe find a trade, but it's unsuccessful. And in the meantime, Palu has been able to double down for the attack. He's done that from
ず
the safety
ー
of
っ
their
と気配
side.
消
Doing
した
so
から
unlocked vert
車
control
線
here
がバッタっ
for
ぽいな。
the attack. In the meantime, Furia has still spread across the map. There's two on bedroom side. One library
車
stairs.
線
They
がバッ
have
タって
nobody
いう
on
よ
the
りも
objective, and it's a free plant for
もう
W7M.
いないや
Yeah,
ろ。
Volps is going to get this plant down. You can see that Nade knows there's somebody over by Mudroom. He'll smoke that player off, but you're in a post-plant scenario now. And Power will find another kill as you step up.
で、シューズもちゃんといる
down
か
to
ら。
KZ, the
車
final
線入
man
るでしょ。
stands. And what they're doing is putting
Entertaining to watch.
めっ
Again,
ちゃ
suggesting
ええ
we
や
might
ん。
see that pacing continue to amp up a little bit here. Can also be a late round execute tool, but with these teams in play, I doubt that's probably going to be the case.
Once again, we're seeing a shield operator being brought. This time it's the Blackbeard, where they found success in round number 1. Volps once more will bring the Nomad into play to cut off some flank potential for the side of Furia. As you said, though, Palu will look at something he does very effectively is find kills from outside the map, outside the sites. He'll sit and wait and hope somebody will give him something away, and then build the round from there. But I will say this: much better job from Furia on getting rid of those drones in the early stages of this game. All 5 of the prep phase drones have already been
ど
removed.
ちらかといえば。
Yeah, good spot. That's going to make the mid round more difficult for the attack. They can make up for that though with the Blackbeard to play frontline info and Deimos as well for the backline threat as well. Loban lurking below. Oh, caught out Erds with the UMP, able to claim the first blood in this particular round.
Just see that at this point, 5 of the prep phase drones have already been removed.
Yeah, good spot. That's going to make the mid round more difficult for the attack. They can make up for that though with the Blackbeard to play frontline info and Deimos
ず
as
ー
well
っと
for
い
the
たの。
backline threat as well.
わあ、これのせい
Loban
か。
lurking below. Oh, caught out Herds with the UMP,
Para
able to claim the
romas
first
みたいな
blood
感じ
in
だっ
this
たのか。
particular round.
Just see that at this point in time,
いや、
there's
デイ
still a
マス
heavy
死んだら
rolling
もう
presence from Furia. It's what
だい
though, it's the
ぶ
way that they like to
クリア
play this map.
側
At this
が
point now, Dodes will step in with the Blackbeard and begin to take
良さ
some
そうに見え
space.
るけどね。
Obviously, with this not being a top floor site, you'll reinforce that wall off fully with no head holes. So, in seeing that, Dots is just going to step in and move all the way down. He's pushed down to blue. They know there are players nearby. He's being hot droned in. They're looking to force these two fights.
Does Herds get caught? The answer, yes. Volps as well catches JV92. W7M showing really good proficiency to fight back. Does
正面
Herds
玄
get
関
caught? The
の
answer,
階段も
yes.
死んだ。
Volps as
あ
well
あ、ジェイビも
catches
死んだんだ。
JV92. W7M
ボルプスどこいた
To force these two fights.
力をか。
does Herds get caught? The answer, yes. Volps as well
これなんて読むんだベースメントホールウェイ。これ
catches
かな
JV92.
ワイン前の廊下かな
W7M showing really good proficiency to fight back and bite back in the mid round, even at a disadvantage. Their info gathering, again, with limited utility in terms of that drone count, the economy lacking, they make it count. Sure, Volps is low, but they still have a firm advantage now for the remaining minute. Probably looking now for some vert presence. They don't have dedicated. Oh, they do. Sorry, have
地下に3人かけて
in sledge. If they can get
進
those
行
in
して
position
た
and
ん
then
だ
clear
ね。
out sight, Furia will be made very
ここ
uncomfortable.
壊せないんだよ
Above.
ね
And you have to realize that if Blackbeard is just going to sit there that long, he's trying to force someone else into a fight. That's what happens as Dodes will find that kill. Box will get another, but it leaves everything down to KZ in the 1 versus 3. And Dodes gets the kill, and this is a
地味なんだ。
Rotation and try to a couple of times. Competitive.
at these points, but you're used to it.
Not up to scratch. Tactical time out, of course. The additional bans in play. Blackbeard from Furia and W7M on the side of attack don't want to deal with Legion, so they'll both be out for the remaining 3 rounds of this half.
Well, there, talking about maybe swinging momentum, Herds will get the opening kill for Furia on this one as he will play up inside of Library. He has the escape hatch there. He needs talking about maybe swinging
アーズに
want to deal
火
with
花殺
Legion.
したアーズどこいたライブラリーこれ飛び出した窓。
So they'll both be out for the remaining 3 rounds of this half.
銃で倒したもんね。あ、これあれかヘリポート乗ったもしかして。違うな。入ってる。ゲーム入ったんだ。これあれかハッチ上から倒したか。
talking about maybe swinging momentum, Herds will get the opening kill for Furia on this one as he will play up inside of Library. He has the escape hatch there if he needs it to drop down into games. And at some point, if you're W7M, you can put pressure on him again. And if he drops the hatch, you have somebody sitting and waiting to pick up that kill. But he needs to have an impact on this round. Like Herds, the stat line only 2 kills through 3 rounds already. You expect much more from a player who was formerly known as one of the better entries inside of Siege. So at this point, W7M they're going to get on the drone. But interesting addition from Low, but he's going to
さっ
bring
き
Fuse
か
into
ら
play.
ヘントリーめっちゃ速いからそれでラウンド振ってる
Yeah, it could be a tour
こ
de
ともあ
force
るんだよね。
utility vertically.
ライオンズ南千住グランプレイス東京駅直通18分
Does look like W7M are currently setting up for some kind of set play on this road clear, but oh, disrupted.
ハーズが
Herds
止まらん。
aggressive inside of games, catches Dots off guard. And that's probably the first time we've been able to utter that sentence, catching
さすがに
W7
無
off
理
guard.
で。
Now, Loban does respond And W7M still have at least half the round to work with, but to play it
こ
down
こ
to
空い
mid
てる
round
せいで
hasn't really been
バー
the
チャ
case
ド
so
の方
far.
に
So
逃
we'll
げ
see
る
if
の
they can
難し
battle
かっ
out
たね。
later on in this particular occasion. They have some burp potential with breach charges. They have the fuse cluster charges as
BB
well to
壊れ
get
た
some
か
of that
な。
utility perhaps below. Will that be enough of a difference maker though? Probably not.
波動ぶりは
A firm
一応
hold
ある。
was library stage, shotgun in hand from KZ.
真ん中、間
And
で
they
割れ
get
る
out
か
of this position. Could be the play, but dealt with handsomely by the Warden.
な。体力
Yeah,
な
you're
さ
not
す
going
ぎ
to stay
る
in。that gunfight
い
either.
た
If
た
you've
た
seen
た
that
た
edge
た。
out, Lone Palu
お
will find a kill on the KZ as the smoke will bloom, allowing the player to fall back a little bit further inside of blue at this point. And here's a gunfight that always kind of suits the attacker, but there's a shotgun into the hands of JV92. Flash grenade will get thrown, but there should be cover from Philippe Box. He's going to wait. He sprays. He gets the knock and will flush that one out onto Palu, but there's still another attacker just tucked into that little cubby as they push down blue. Volps with the case in his hand. A smoke grenade is going to flush another player into the wheeling arms of Philippe Box as he gets that one, and it's all down to Volps. DMR in his hand inside of blue. But
フェリポどこ見てた？この投げる瞬間。ずっとここ見てるんだけど、キルカメの瞬間は正面、メインのか。
attacker just tucked
メ
into
イン
that
見て
little
るんだよ
cubby
ね。
as they push
まだ見てるな。よく、もう、やばいけ
down
ど。
blue. Volps with the case in his hand to push that one out onto Palu, but there's still another
カメ
attacker
ラ
just
見てないもん。あ、ここのカメラ見てるのか。
tucked into that little cubby as they push down blue. Volps with the case in his hand. A smoke grenade is going to flush another player into the waiting irons of Philippe Box as he gets that one, and it's all down to Volps. DMR in his hand inside of blue, but this is a
大
much
カメ
better
で
response from
一応管
Furia.
理できてた。
So Furia finally able to post this play.
The Legion attacks Furia.
So again, a pretty varied composition. Once more from W7M, they introduced the Brava.
あんな場所いると思わんし
That
な。
can be used to directly counter 3 out of the 5 defenders. Fenrir Mute and the Mozzie will be vulnerable. 2-volt cameras, of course.
ここ、あー、
can
怖い
be
怖い怖い
accessed.
怖い怖い怖い怖い怖い怖い。
Heard
コーナー
very
ターン
aggressive
できない。
early round. We saw it Overlord gains previously, and now
狩られると
library
かあったな。
extension. Hatch open for the drop, but he's eager to find this open kill.
And the longer he stays there, the more likely it is that he's going to get flushed out from that position because Deimos is going to track him now at this point. So they've essentially set up that 1 versus 1, but because of the angle of that fight, realizing he's pushed back in towards top Mez fireplace, you don't really want to be Deimos there because the attacker will know which side you're pushing from and pre-fire, or the defender side will pre-fire around the corner. But at least you know which defender you're dealing with playing here by fireplace. Sentry is going to get just pulled again. You know exactly where they are. But while all this is going on, look at the slow creep from Dodez as he starts to make his way up. And Palu will get the opener on the KZ.
ライブロンで。
Dodez. It gets checked by Philippe Box though. What a read. And what a shot to follow. 4 versus 4, midpoint of the round, but it's a second live drone.
But while all this is going on, look at the slow creep from Dodez as he starts to make his way up, and Palu will get the opener on the KZ.
パック1個、ドローンパックできてるのどこだろう。ゲーミングホールウェイだから、ここの廊下にドローン取られてるな、1個。それで、いけたんかな。
Gets checked by Philippe Box though. What a read.
多分このドローンこら辺の
Palu will get the opener on the KZ.
草むらに置いたのかな。
Live drone for Dodez. It gets checked by Philippe Box though. What a read.
決め打ちっぽいな。
And what a shot to follow. 4 versus 4, midpoint of the round, but it's a second lurk. Loban testing the limits of this defense, and Philippe Box doesn't have the read on that one.
ヌックだったら関
Well,
係
with
ない
that,
か。
Palu, it's a 4-2 advantage.
ヌックなら
Nade
関
and
係ない。
JV92, who's yet to find a kill, under pressure to find a follow-up round for
ス
Furia.
ーパーはしなかったっぽいね。
W7M looking really good on the attacking phase of this game once more. Nade and JV92 need to make something happen. Palu will rappel up onto the roof and reposition himself at this point. As another smoke will go off. Hoping to beat Nade in the gunfight. That really doesn't suit him. Over by the other side, pressure is coming in. They're going to continue to drone with 45 seconds to go. You work out where another one of those defenders are standing, and Volps will flash off one angle, maybe trying to just disguise where he's going to push from. Nade will find a kill, bringing us back into a 2v3, but it's all down to Nade. Now, Dots, he'll step on in, he'll go to get the case down, but this looks like it should be another successful attacking round from W7M.
A 1v3 post. Chance of victory low. Nade stalled out by the Lion scan and now progresses forward, and you can see the crossfires established.
Yeah,
by
Nade
W7M ready to pounce as he progresses forward. Well, that
Nade
was a bold swing from Volps. Does that give Nade an opening? Palu on the cross, Dots low on sight.
いや、外いるの
Nade
か。
needs to try and break it. Shoulder peek, info gained. It doesn't know of Palu's position on the window, who gets the kill and secures the round. And even a 5-1 is much more possible for this particular round. Twitch, Brava, and Flores. So there's a massive imperative for them to deal with all of this utility. I wonder where the catch is situated from Philippe Box. I presume it's for the Mez hold above. That would be where it's more classically used. Can also be the backstore as well for late round aid, whoever's playing that particular position. But Keen to see how it goes. W7M did a very, very nice job of clearing this out last time. Fury had a very expansive roam. I mean, it was what, a 3v5 and they still had 2 players. So I don't know if they'll look to consolidate more a little bit this time around on defense.
I think they got to just play to their strengths, which they're not really doing. JV92, he gets distracted by utility being tossed in the blink of an eye. You said it would be a 5v3, it's only a 5v3 with just a minute gone. He heard the utility being tossed, he looked to see what was going on, and then they blinked of an eye, they vaulted in and got Loban. Will be put into DBNO. I think that was one of the C4s from below, the only C4 that they had in the back pocket. At this point, you'll drone things out, you'll try to work out whether or not you can go for that res, but at this point, KZ does not want to swing. Dots will go get Loban back on his feet, and these are really important moments on the round. Nade will hold that hatch from below, so if they step too far this direction, he'll be able to find potentially another kill on the round. But at this point, W7M, momentum strongly in their favor. They've still got 6 drones that they can utilize to get a ton of information, plus those specialty ones. They are in really, really good spot as things stand.
Critical that they just don't throw away picks untraded. That's really the only way this round unravels.
上3下に
And Furia not being given the opportunity to aggress. Felipox may be able to find one, but it's good shoulder pick from Volps to bait out that particular information, and now they can cut off that particular play. Diffuser going for the kill. It's aggressive from W7M, but controlled in such a manner that, ooh, it might not unravel. As I say that, though, Felipox lands a nice shot. Diffuser immediately recovered. 30 seconds on the clock. If Felipox finds a second, well, it could be big, but he gets caught.
He got just a little distracted by the earlier fight, and now Nade has it all to do playing on the bomb chassis directly beneath the hatch. Should get one kill, and we'll find it 1 versus 3 now, but you know exactly where he is, and they will just throw everything at that.
He can be such a godsend for this roster. If he fires up, it could be a massive game changer, but at the moment he's been really
player in the world.
意地になってぶつかり行ってたら全部借り取られてそうだったね。
But I want to go back to what you said. On attack on a map like
Chalet,
Furia can bring so much pressure and so much intensity, and they need to do it or this game will be over in the blink of an eye.
Yeah, presuming they haven't given up mentally themselves and woven the white flag internally for this map, there's
ピアノ
a
押さえ
chance
と
to
く
bring it
か
back, and I'm
お前
almost
たちは
certain
早く行ってくれ
they'll still have that belief. It's one of their strong points. That being said, though, JV92 falls 0-6, primary hard breach dead.
Primary hard breach, one of your best gunners as well as JV92. I can't remember a time I have seen them have a game as ineffective as this one has been so far. So what does that do? Well, as you said, it's your primary hard breach gone. You've only got one can opener left to utilize. Look what hurts is Ash is already down the bottom blue. His position's been revealed. He will find one. So he's stepping up now. The former entry is working with KZ, and then he finds another. But look at this W7M beginning to fight back. A little bit of damage done on the Felipox's friendly fire will occur, and that could be the difference as he is then put into DBNO status. Beginning to fight back. A little bit of damage done on the Felipox's friendly fire will occur. One hell of a they're going to begin waving the white flag.
But I just don't see them winning this map. Like they're simply being outclassed at the moment, and it's by a pretty significant margin, unfortunately, for them. They're doing play for this particular round. The Sense elected to be brought here by the attack, so we'll see what kind of value those RUs are able to provide in the late round for coverage.
So I don't see something that's similar to in the past, where you get the Sens and you go for that plant on the main double window, you sense off that 90 rotate to cause a bit of a problem for the team. Ash currently down below.
Yeah, this will be for the solo clear on the Palu.
It's going to be, look, you know the players on the stairs.
They'll flush it out with the grenade, probably.
センズ投げたりとかして消費させたがってる。
It used to be a lot easier when you could cook nades, right? It's a bit more difficult than it used to be. JV92 will start throwing out that utility burn. There's the stun. The C4 will be thrown as a rebuttal. Nothing's going to land. There's the nade. He's still alive. But the nade from Felipox will get it done. And now maybe Furia can start to get to work a little.
Good pick. A lot of utility invested. Palu, credit to him, was able to soak up a lot of it and not give away his life for free. Dots in the meantime as well was taken low on Clash, and that means he'll be very vulnerable to any slight reposition or misposition. If he gets caught a shot to the foot, should be enough to drop him. Patience though for Fury at the moment, just anticipating some re-aggression, perhaps from W7M to try and bring back to 4 versus 4, but W7M electing not to really give that
下いる
opportunity.
人いるのかな防衛側。1階に1人いる ?1 階に1人いるね。
And so we'll see what Fury elects now to go for. Diffuser in the hands of Nade, he's double window, perhaps the swing in facilitated by that Sense.
And you can just see that there is a player holding the rotate, so if Nade tries to go in too early before that Sense is deployed, you're going to be in a world of pain. Another double dash Nades. Now that Sense will go off, but it's just a bit of bait for now, trying to force Doez to push, and that's exactly what happens. So plan is almost effective, but the case is going to be cold as Furia drop it below double window, so you got to go down in towards pit if you want to pick that one up. Dots, as you said, still one shot away, but 30 seconds left. Time is the enemy for Furia.
Yeah, Solo not the play, so it's a pivot from Furia. Double window plant, essentially their only option now. Can Dots on low HP?
マットルームってどこ？シューズかな？ 1階だよね。シャレー、シャレー、シャレー。シャレー。
P deny this, or do they rotate the kit elsewhere? I think they're flipping over. Furia have gone for plan C in this round, and it's paying dividends. Volps now in the 1v4. The last hope for W7M to close this one out on this match point round. But with it now secured, well, not even needed. Hertz to find the pick, and then Furia.
If you could pick one player to
ああ、そうだよね。シューズだよね。
get rid of at the start of the round, that clash is going to be high on that priority list as KZ will find the openers. I think it was either a clash spawn peak or a clash was just rotating, but it was up by that bathroom window. And now another kill's been found, so Hertz will get one of his own. KZ falls at the hands of Lobin as pressure is starting to go in, but another good early round for Furia. They've got the number advantage. They've only got 2 drones though left at their disposal, so their information gathering is going to be solely on Hertz and whatever you can find out with JV92 using those Grimbees. But you're really down on the information game. That does in effect level the sides up just a little bit.
Very cheeky position here from Volps.
ボルツ限界すぎる。
I think his legs are tucked.
伏せて見えないからいない判断してるのはそんなことはそんな甘い話じゃなかった。
Plenty of time to work with. It'll take a miracle really from this position for Loeb and Palu to combine for the clutch.
Fleetbox needs to have a trade available. Hertz will jump in, so he was just baiting that swing. It's
a miracle really from this position for Loeb and Palu to combine for the clutch.
Fleetbox needs to have a trade available.
ちょうどお互い前でタイミング。
Hertz will jump in, so he was just baiting that swing. It's a double on the round from Hertz as leaves it all down to Palu, but Fleetbox finds the kill.
Bit of doubt. W7.
On the other side of the coin, Furia have put JV92 onto the Blackbeard. And then you were wondering, would we see a change of operator from Hertz? Well, he's going to switch over to the Ace, and that was the operator we've seen JV92 taking a few times, so they have changed up that lineup, and maybe that was a result of the conversation that we'd seen.
Yeah, potentially. Try and give JV92 the Blackbeard for survivability, and Hertz the Ace.
That was an NA need, or NA drone.
I missed it, well, fortunately I missed it.
Down there. he went to throw it onto the balcony and he missed.
Ugh.
We'd never get that in APAC or Europe, it's an NA thing, but they've done a result.
割りそばいないから割れるね。
to open up back score early, which is typical. And now he sits and waits for a defender to go.
何論ドローン見て
There's some cat and mouse on offer here in the early phase
上がり警
of
戒
this
してる。
round. But don't know how eager
ドローンじゃないかバルカ
the
ンか。
defense will be on biting this, at least for now. Going in dark down below can be very challenging on Chalet.
有志もあるから
for the attack to lurk.
有志とバルカメで
It looks like they're waiting on a rotate at this point in time, or they think that there is a lurk
直
presence
入り
downstairs,
は
as you
警
pointed out.
戒されて
So
はい
like
る。
one nade will find the opener as Dodez will fall. Dodez, of course, 9 and 6. Rotate at this point in time, or they think that there is a lurk presence downstairs, as you
そう
pointed
だ、
out.
マスターベッドルーム。
Attack to lurk.
It looks like they're waiting on a rotate at this point in time, or they think that there is a lurk presence downstairs, as you pointed out. It's the way going. Nade will find the opener as Dodez will fall. Dodez, of course, 9 and 6, having himself an impressive performance on Chalet, but he will have nothing else to say on this map. Only positive is, with it being the Frost, you go down early, your utility will have been utilized already. You set it down and you play the round as things stand. Main thing is, you got to get on the cameras, and with the fact that you've got Valk,
大窓入っいや違うか。
get
普通に
tons of valuable information,
正
but no
面をし
IQ
た
on the
わ
board.
けか。
There's no real way for Furia to find out where those cameras are.
Val can triple bulletproof camera. He'll be critical later on in the round. In the meantime, Hertz has also.
ちょっと待って、JB どこいる？ああ、ソーラーで一緒に入って
It looks like they're waiting on a rotate at this point in time.
ラペインして
Tons
入
of
った
valuable information, but no IQ on the board. There's no real way for Furia to find out where those cameras are.
Val can triple bulletproof camera. He'll be critical later on in the round. In the meantime, Hertz has also fallen. Again, his utility probably expended to the extent that is required on this particular side, but it's one less gun and the advantage forfeited for the attack.
でもあと40秒しかないから。だいぶ意外性あるロビンが好きそうなポジションだったけど。あれやまあ。うわあ、カバーポの意識が高すぎるこの男。
Fleetbox with a map in his hands, trying to keep them inside the game. He's fighting with Dotsu, who's going to go prone behind the billiards table. It's a dangerous dance indeed. 2 seconds to go. You gotta win this.
逃げ切った。
Or will he go prone? Either way, W.
Furia.
これ取れるんだ。
The big things turned out, and elation on the other side for W7M. Who?
これあれリプレイか。
Yeah, absolutely.
Picks for W7M on attack.
Nate catching one. He'll be looking to find.
国境だ。
Getting sold out. Also, they
で
probably
ちょっと面白そうだ
They're
ね。
getting into those standard positions. Nothing really surprised. Loban will play by break room, where teams like to make a little bit of a fortification. And with the FNAT on the door, it just makes Loban that little bit more difficult to clear.
Logan going searching a little bit, maybe if there's any counter information that he needs to deal with.
ミラー貼ってあった今。
Furia getting stalled out. Elsewhere, they Palu falls.
そうなると東海が重要になってくる
from
けど。
Loban tamed by a JV92 that had a quiet shot. Furia getting stalled out. So they
武器庫死んだん
gets
だ
that。one, and the aggression from Loban tamed by a JV92 that had a quiet chalet, and he'll be looking to find some form here on border, but all signs positive for the opening phase of the map for Furia.
They've got control now of Rafters up above waiting room as Herds will find a double on the round. That's the vent of Vulps in this one, so you've lost the clash as well with only really 2 defenders left alive and both of them isolated, one on either side. Dots will find a kill with Tachanka, does get down in return, so it's only Dotez left alive. Doesn't have a C4, takes the beepers, but KZ will find the kill and Furia kick things off.
Kill win. And positive for the opening phase of the map for Furia.
オフィスロッカー、噴水で
They've got
オフィスロッカー、
control now
噴
of
水で
Rafters up above waiting room as
噴水があれに倒されたかな、窓そそハーズだよね。
Herds will find a double on the round. That's the vent of Vulp.
多分この窓そそに倒されたんだ
In
な。
this one, so you've lost the clash as well with only really 2 defenders left alive and both of them isolated, one on either side.
武器庫によっ
Dots
これずっとここでロックしといて武器庫に寄ったところ倒
will
した。
find a kill with Tachanka, does get down in return, so it's only Dotez left alive.
7N sends that.
After him, because you can only play there as long as you control office and CCTV. The minute you lose one of those positions, you can't play behind that mirror window anymore, so it's really important that Dotez, I see Capital, I see Monty. My first thought is we might just be about to see a rush or a window execute.
Yeah, it could certainly be the case again with that smoke band out. It should fortify and bolster that particular playstyle. Now you go searching over towards Custom, and Loban gets caught in a pinch. JV92 aiding the Monty for passport. Information. Nade catching one more, but the kill not quite being found ultimately by Fury. But the pacing and the intensity so far here on border has probably at this point already fast past what we saw on Chalet.
Only because this is so different to what we saw yesterday in this map against Enterprise because of the way they set up on defense. But Vulps, he'll place down that clash shield, waiting for Monty to finally open up that castle. But as it stands, you're seeing this defense peel back and peel back and peel back because of the aggression from Furia in the early stages. 1 minute and 30 seconds left on the clock at this point, just over that. You've only 4 drones left to work with. You know that the mirror window's going to be completely vacant. You might be able to get a kill on the fountain. There's a double swing now as Palu will level the sides at 4 apiece. And, well, not quite having full lines of sight into position, offers them that early pick. And maybe we have another vital gunfight here. It looks like they drop down action. Dots drop JV92 out of the lobby with that C4 from below, but it's still 3v3.
ゲートに
Close and competitive then in the second round. 2 players though on the side of defense, isolated workshop side of the map, exposed to the vert and KZ to capitalize. Dots is still in a similar position. Can he still have impact? Vulps closer to sight on the clash can have some
トイレとサー
protection
バ
if he
ー
sets it up in time. But with 50 seconds on the clock, that's quite a bit for Fury to work
抜け
with.
側から行くかな。
Dots is really low as well. He's taken a beating so far in this round. The C4, as we know, both of them have been used, so all W7 have to work with now is the ammo in their guns. Nade with the Monty. He's got the rotate in the side. He can essentially go for this plant, but you've got to be wary about the fact that Clash is in that position. Glaz will look to provide some support. Dots is waiting for a rotate through office that potentially come, but I don't know if I necessarily like this fight. 13 seconds to go. Now I like it. KZ gets the kill on the Dots. They got to get the kill on the Clash, and they'll
さすがにね。
And discussing
of secret. He's known. Basically, nothing time out.
round of
Is he now with those extra drones on Florida as well by just throwing a drone through them? But the thing is, with you said earlier, you thought maybe we might see a Ying ban. Furia have brought Ying a few times now in this game just because of how effective an operator that Ying can be when it comes to those executes. Near the exact same on Capital. I think that in the early stages you'll see Furia work out which of the 2 sides is more vulnerable. They've got a really good lineup for attacking either or.
覗きこはしないね。
patience from Furia then early in this round. May look to limit test a couple of different positions as you are alluding to. Shotgun in hand.
インショットかな。
Is an archives hit.
街
Or objective rather, not down below as I previously mentioned, so apologies for that, but apparently Candela's being cooked. What's the follow-up like from Furia? Distracted elsewhere is Herds. Engaging with Loban, who's yet to find a kill here on defense. Herds thinks better of it, calculated to go elsewhere, where the team is set up for a break clear. Candelas are popping over towards archives, but I think it's showing the moves at the moment from Furia.
Yeah, toss some Candelas in, maybe try to get some utility with the 2 C4s in the back pocket of W7M. You want to try bait them out early, which allows you to go for that plant a little
全員帰ったね。石油にいるだ
later
け。
on. As you said, Herds didn't get the better of that fight with Loban earlier, so falling back now, repositioning as they start to take some pressure over by East Stairs. Red Ping, they know exactly where the player inside a fountain is at the stage, but Dotez still has a stronghold inside a CCTV, and it's really important that Herds can help his team clear that position. If you're not alive to the threat that player can be, it can cause some problems. An early game trade is Dots and Nade will get rid of each other. Dotez does step up and get a kill onto KZ. The trade isn't going to fall back the other way, and that's advantage W7M with 30 seconds, 35 seconds to go.
Could this be
Yeah,
the
not
first
like
round for W7M on border? It looks increasingly likely. Furia desperately trying to find something back, but Dodez responds with his double in the round. Player prone found it, but pops up. That's Loban and leaves for Leapox in a 1v3. He'll be desperate with the DMR to continue this forwards run, but it's not enough. And off the back of that hack, W7M are on the board.
What you're trying to do is mix
Round number 4, and it is indeed Workshop on this occasion. What do we see Furia elect for? Do they want to map clear, avoid that, go direct? We've seen variations of both practically through the series thus far. We talked about the Fenrir before, and that maybe alleviated the likes of the Twitch and the Bravo to get select. That being said, Leapox off the rip, and I thought that would be to counter Mirror, but Alex to jump off. And instead we see Furia pivot to double shield plus Lion. That's pointing towards some direct aggression. Will that be the case? Only time will tell. Keep in mind defense, Dodez on Oryx, so there is clash counter available. Bloody shield counter available.
You see that a lot though, right? Where teams won't use the double shield in the opening few rounds because you don't want the defenders to ban it away. And then once you get past that checkpoint, now you can use it for the next 3 rounds in the game if it's successful for the side. It's a little game of chess that you see from time to time. KZ 3-1 so far. I think it's still important to know JV92 still kind of failure to launch in this one. Only 1 kill through the opening 3 rounds. But early stages, Fleetbox doesn't have the shield out. He's got the pistol at the ready. Finally, he will switch over. And it's going to be a 3, 2, 1 go. Smoke off the foothold, sprint around the corner, get the opening kill, and that is clean. Another one should quickly follow as the Mira will flee, and it's a 5 versus 1. That is about as crisp and as clean of an opening round that you're going to see. And now, that one player go. Loban does not want to give away his position just yet. Will that come back to work in his favor, or will you feel that maybe the opportunity was there to be taken? He's going to wait. They know where he is. Right done.
4 kills within a minute.
He kick off his best of 3 here.
フリアらしい。一気にエリア取ってくる。ラッシュだったな。
So early drone work then from Furia in this 5th round. The pacing to once again slow down. And given the lineup in play, that does make logical sense. Now Hertz is in our guys. So 2 Loban on the other side. Almost got to down. So early drone work then from Furia in this 5th round. The pacing to once again slow down. And given the lineup in play, that does make logical sense. Now Hertz is in archives. So to Loban on the other side. Almost catches the timing. Loban sprinting across on a shoulder peek in response, but some ground taken now.
さあ、押し込めてはいるけど。
Off the side. Loban with a late reinforcement to fortify his position.
Yeah, make sure that no pressure can come from that 90 side. And Nade was cost, but you'll see one of those guys was packed up, which will slow down the push for about 20 seconds from now. So still pressure inside of Fountain. Tubarao with that DMR from Loban. He can, if he hears footsteps, he can slow them down by throwing the utility out, you know, as you freeze them in place, in essence. But you know where one of those defenders are. You've got JV92 holding that cutoff over by office in case they try to flee that spot. But for now, it looks like they're happy to just hold with a minute and a half to go.
東買い取る防衛の布陣はオフィス、ファウンテン。あ、でも青森いるんだ。武器庫いるんだね。
Nitro Cell then onto Hertz. Finds its mark. And losing the IQ may now mean that finding some utility will be a little bit more of a challenge, although it shouldn't be too much of a problem outside of any pre-placed Nitro Cells.
Wow.
And so W7M responding nicely. Just under a minute to go, and a 2v4 not looking favourable for Furia, but Nade keeps it in the realm of possibility by dropping Loban.
Those 2 silhouettes. Palu still not far away on the stairs as Volps will get a kill with the shotgun. It's all down to Nade now. One of the best attributes that he has is his survivability, but it's going to be a tough ass to survive.
いや、カバー取り切ったな。
the BP, that'll give away his...
最初誰だった
They're happy.
ああ、最初 C4 で。
Onto Hertz. Finds its mark.
下か。
And losing the IQ may now mean that finding some utility will be...
これどこだ
Nitro Cell then onto Hertz. Finds its mark. And losing the IQ may now mean that finding some
テラーで打ち合ってる
utility will be a little bit more of a challenge, although it shouldn't be too much of a problem outside of any pre-placed Nitro Cells. Parley though to double down. And so W7M responding nicely. Just under a minute to go, and a 2v4 not looking favourable for Furia, but Nade...
Through the BP, that'll give away his position. Does
the 2 ad phase and available. And that too might be really good.
Round is going to begin as we have a full lineup swap from Furia. JV92 going on to the hard breach, and it's not something I'm averse to. I don't mind your entry player playing a hard breach operator because once you essentially use that utility, you can just go and be a fragger for the entirety of the rest of the round. But it's just not been effective for Furia so far. As JV92 has seen players like Fleetbox, like Nade, 2 players you don't usually see with the highest tally of kills for the team through this point with 4 and 2 and 6.
なんか前で当たるっていうよりは狭く守ってお互いカバー取り合うみたいなそういう感じの方針かな。
Maybe hop over the desk, but big thing for me is can Furia win the information game?
カバー車線引いて
at this point in time. Most people can get some information, but See an early push here. They're putting some pressure on it, back and get rid of those castle barricades, but I think that W7M, they're not going to give up any easy early picks this time around.
あっち見る感じかな。
So if you're chipping away at some of this utility from the eastern side, castle barricades can be dealt with by Hibana, hard breach as well.
ずーっとこれ、あれ、ブリーチングの待機したね、今。
leading into
蹴るタイミングも。
help.
こだわって
Bob's under pressure if he elects to make a final stand
ここを開けてようとしてた。
single wall or perhaps peel back towards the objective and play around the mirror fountain. In the meantime, the clash has been rotated across, and again, that makes some of these areas more playable and a little less comfortable for the attack. The spotting out info at the moment. Chipper wall will be called out as
あ、ミラー
Here's the
を
push
あれか、壊そうとしてたんか。でも
attack.
壊れてないね。
Can JV92 somehow beat out the clash? Well, it's a resounding no, but critically, he still retains his life.
Mirror window inside of Fountain gives the attackers something to think about. Herds down to low HP on
ち
the
ょっとこれ
Ash as well.
想定外の
Need to be careful
展開になって
not
し
to
まう。
lose life as he will go back down to the ground
形にはな
floor
ってる。
and maybe rotate up elsewhere. 50 seconds to go inside the round. Still utility that can be used by the attackers. Those drones are still in a good position, but Palu finds the opener. Lobin with another one, but a quick 1-2. And after that, a 1-2-3 as it's a 3 versus 2 now for Furia. Looking to take a 4-2 lead. Don't to get one, but KZ is there to get the trade. It is Herds and KZ, the old 1-2 punch up against one of the members of the old guard of Liquid in Palu. He's going to hold that long range angle. One sneeze could be enough to wipe him from the position, and it is going to be a shot. KZ. Thing to think about. Herds down to low HP on the Ash as
こ
well.
こまでも限界だったけ
Be
ど
careful
も。
not to lose his life as he will go back down to the ground floor and maybe rotate up elsewhere. 50 seconds to go inside the round. Still utility that can be used by the attackers. Those drones are
パル相打ちしたでしょ。これオフィスの窓乗り越え
and maybe rotate up elsewhere.
ファン
50 seconds to go
アーカイ
inside
ブ
the
行っ
round.
て
Still
青森
utility
ロッ
that
カ
can
ー
be used by the attackers.
L字
Those
と落ち合っ
drones
た
are
か
still in a good position, but Palu finds the
限界に見えるけども。
opener. Low with a
ネード、ケイジー、ロビンとボルプス死んだ。
50 seconds to go inside the round.
L
Still
字にいるやつ
utility
と
that can be used by the attackers. Those drones are still in a good position, but
L 字噴水カバ
finds
ー
the
で。
opener. Lobin with another one,
全部勝っ
but
た。
a quick 1-2, and after that a 1-2-3.
ずーっとこう引きロッ
as
ク
it's
した
a
んかな。
3
もし
versus
かして。
2 now for Furia. Looking to take a 4-2 lead. Dodeals to get one, but KZ is
ミ
there.
ラ普通に引いてったもんな。
1-2
ずっとロックしてたんだろうな。
inside the round. Still utility that can be used by the attackers. Those drones are still in a good position, but Palu finds the opener. Lobin with another one, but a quick 1-2, and after that a 1-2-3 as it's a 3 versus 2 now for Furia. Looking to take a 4-2 lead. Dodeals to get one, but KZ is there to get the trade. It is Herds and KZ, the old 1-2 versus attackers. Those drones are still in a good position, but Palu finds the opener. Lobin with
パーズ
another
はこれ関わってんのかな。
one, but a quick 1-2,
あんま関わ
and
ってな
after
い
that a
か。
1-2-3 as
まあエリア、
it's a 3 versus 2.
いやー、
now
多
for
分
Furia.
ゼロ。
Looking to take a 4-2 lead.
ゼロ。
Dodeals to get one,
関わり合い
but
ゼ
KZ
ロかな、
is
もし
there
かし
to
て
get。the trade.
メイン
It
回
is
多分
Herds and
上がら
KZ,
せよ
the
うとしたんだ
old
けど。
1-2 punch up against one of the members of the old guard of Liquid in Palu. So he's going to hold that long, but more of a
先に、
Clean in
あれ
that
か、
version.
パルーが
And they were.
動き始めたから。
And so now we
綺麗
prepare
に。
for the additional
それで、
5. One of the things map that you still can
先に仕掛けたのが、エッジミーだったんだけど、
conceptually do that. It's a little bit easier on the top floor than it is to do on the bottom floor.
キルの取り合いで負
Very
けた。
intrigued to see if the same dynamics we saw in the first half will transpose themselves into the second. The Amaru, though, for round 7, what kind of impact may that have? Is that indicative of maybe a sandwich hook in combination with the Archive setup? It's probably the most typical combination. You can use the Osa outside on the Archive's bulk. Probably the play, guys, as well for coverage.
It's going to be the sandwich plant, isn't it? So you put all the
Yeah,
pressure.
well, kit, so-
いや、これもう武器庫来るぞっ
You
て
go in and you plant.
圧かけて寄ってきたのを
We've seen so many teams do that this event.
Look, if it works, it works. That opening pick will certainly
真ん
help it as
中
well.
分断し
KZ
て
not able to throw any
ノ
more
ッ
of
ク
those
できた。
blue
お
lines,
お、なんか
which
今いな
could
かっ
throw in that
た
sandwich window, which could give you a little bit more information. But again, like it's one of those things.
多分ハーズ
We
抜
think
け
that's
て
what
る
they're going to do, but they're in no panic to do it. You've got to still do
ああ、
it.
抜けてるもんね。ああ、
Maybe lose a
おー、
player
気づけ
like
た
they。did, but those
ああ、
keeps
で
the
か
numbers。in their favor. I think just by putting pressure in sections of the map like this, you're going to convince Furia that sandwich plant is not
カ
going
メラ
to
取れる位置じゃないから。
Yeah, Vobs is still lurking
Not
outside
much
with
go.
that diffuser in hand, but currently on drone. Osa, in the meantime, has set up those Hell on a shield,
Mm,
and so
dekai.
they're prepped and ready to go in a moment's
Yokai.
time for this execute. There's a lot of pressure on the likes of JV92 and Objective to have those Yokais in place, but also gun up
上
ready
下
to
は
go
クリア
for
で
the
きて
night.
るっぽい
There's
か
still
な。
1C4 in the hands of Nate as
こ
well.
こにあるっ
But
ぽ
he's
い
being
ね。
rotated, so Amaru is no longer the
あ、で
window.
もあれか。
JV92 gets that kill. Oh my god, he gets the second one. He had a literally 8mm.
JV92 and Objective to have those Yokais in place, but also gun up ready to go
What?
for the night.
There's still 1C4 in the hands of Nate as well.
And Diffuse has been rotated, so Amaru is no longer the win con.
Oh, but JV92 gets that kill. Oh my god, he gets the second one. He had literally 8mm of an angle to get that kill, and he finds it, and that slows down the attack. The case is cold. They know where it is. The C4
カメラ撮ってるな、もう。
3v1 now.
全部終
As
わっ
it
ちゃ
all
った。
falls down to Dodez with the DMR in hand. One large bomb to be deployed.
The weakest, we saw them in.
終わりやな。
Case is Diffuse able to
W7. As close as it has kind of felt in the server round of round, this has the potential now to kind of blow out a bit of a 7-2. W7M use their tactical timeout very early. Furia are on a roll currently. If this continues on defense with Furia, they have an opportunity to stamp authority back in this series and set ourselves up for a very entertaining club.
There's no chance Furia use that timeout anytime soon either. You don't want to give Norris the chance to talk to his team and maybe find something for W7M to work with. And with that being the case, I think for W7M, they need to force the issue. Dodez will walk in. He's got himself that suppressor on the L85 as he looks to creep his way inside of jail. Clearing a lot of space, hatches close, so no way a defender can rotate from that position. There's nobody playing top metal as he creeps his way on up. But he doesn't want to go any further.
パスポートいる人いな
He
か
doesn't
った
want to make any noise. Remember we spoke about
いるよな。いるハーズが。
Furia players on
また
rotates?
ハー
That's what he's
ズが
trying
ファ
to
イト
do.
してる。
Oh, KZ actually shoulder picking that position
Don't lose.
and
Wow.
catches Dodez. It just feels like
KZ
everything
強
is
い。
going right for Furia at the moment.
あ、でも、
Or maybe
パ
not.
スポート処理したな。
Just as you say that-
動いた
Just feels like everything.
どこにいるこれ。
That's what he's trying to do.
カスタマー税関
KZ
行っ
actually
た
shoulder picking that position
Don't lose.
and catches Dodez.
パスポートチェック。ああ、パスポートレマダッシュ使って税関行ったんだ。
Or maybe not.
Yeah, just as you say that,
カバー取れま
JV92
し
will
た。で
find
も石油が
another
死んだん
kill.
で。
3v3 now as the FNAT will ring out the position of Dots as he will flee, turning his back to the door. Another FNAT, another stun thrown so he can get back outside that window. But if there's one thing in the favor of W7M, yes, Lobin is low, but two players with Fury are as well. Lobin will find one of them as JV92 will fall. Almost a spray through the wall. Catching one as Palu will also get put into DBNO status. Philippox and Nade with Lobin and Dots to deal with. Nade will confirm out another kill as Lobin falls, leaving it all down to Dots. DBNO status. Philippox and Nade with Lobin and Dots to deal with. Nade will confirm out another kill as Lobin falls, leaving it all down to Dots. DMR in hand, but Nade... 7M convincingly will win on Chalet. Border in a position now for Furia to win it convincingly. Clubhouse is looking...
Tempo where a lot of it's more late round and execute heavy, etc. compared to these kinds of maps where it's mid-round, map control, etc. etc. Top east hold from Philippox with Clash. Castle adding a bit of soak for utility, but that's pretty easily dealt with by Palu on the Habana. It was a pretty decent series. Sure, negative here on map 2, but I wouldn't read into that all too much. Can they deal with the top east
クラッシュで飛び出すのずるすぎだろ。
Multi-pronged though from Furia. As I mentioned that, it is actually Furia to fall first on this spread out defense.
パルーが抜いた。
Multi-pronged though.
火花がオフィ
From
ス
Furia, and as I mentioned that,
オフィ
it
ス
is actually Furia to
3
fall
枚から
first
か
on
な
this spread out defense. Palu does find first
外
steps
だ
up
な。
for entry on hard breach, and in the meantime on the other quarter of the map, Doctor's control on Monty.
Lobin with Raura as well can close up a lot of space if you get into the right positions as they'll begin to work on clearing Philippox from this position over on top east. KZ still locked in place over by Fountain as the push begins to come. And two players are going to fall, leaving it down to Herds and KZ as W7M starts swinging. Gets another with the one tap. Well, can we call it a one tap? They did with 30 attempts at it. They do win the round anyway. W7M.
Is the name. Yeah. Let's wait and see though. Hopefully be the closest of the 3 maps in this particular series as we prepare for Armory.
JB 死んじゃったから。
From Furia as anticipated, looking to contest as much of this map as possible. As well. The Fenrir sneaking through the ban phase. I think we saw that banned out as the responsive ban back in the first half, and that's going to aid in countering this map entry quite a bit and make it a challenge for W7M.
So you look at the lineup being brought by W7M. Dots will be on the shield once more as he looks to create a little bit of pressure onto the side of Furia. You feel like the opening pick in this game and Border has been vitally important for both of these sides as Dots will just start opening up some space. You know, usually you have somebody in and around top east that you want to deal with, but Vulps will find the opener. And another one, a quick double. And just like that, W7M with a massive amount of somebody in and around top east that you want to...
登ったのかこれ東海違うか外さすがに外かイーストバルコニーだもんなツインドアから入ってったっぽいどこにいた2人東海とアーカイブファウンテンオフィス東海とオフィスやなオフィスが先に抜けたから3枚側から行ったのかこれかな東海下割ったからそっちの方気にした感じになった
The Vops is low, but I don't think that's worthy of the trade. And elsewhere, Dodes falls to the Claymore. With that, a 6-4 scoreline impending in favor of W7M for this particular round. Barring a clutch, barring essentially a miracle.
1ラウンドが遠い。
The available, we'll see if that's as well to deal on in this action phase.
One thing is they have a direct counter to Fleetbox's Maestro. They've got Brava. They can steal some of those cameras away. 1 BP as well that they can utilize if they can get the drone into the position that they need to. If I'm Furia, I'm stepping back just a little bit in the opening minute of this round. Don't give the early kill away. And just as I say that, we have our first fight in Angers. Volps almost finds an opening kill inside this round.
Well, he had an explosive last round over towards top east. I believe got the opening 2K. Really opened things up decisively for W7M. And the map control that they obtained off the back of that made it all but impossible for Furia to win that round. They have top east control again, W7M, but at the expense of no HP either way.
フェリポのあれが出てきた。
Still 10 players up in the server, and they'll look now to progress that over towards break, spearheaded by the Monty.
ついに。
Yeah, Pally with full east control. Pally hits those, Herds is going to fall. So it's a 5.
That over towards break, spearheaded by the control again, W7M, but
ドローン回した
at the expense of
なんか違うの。これ違
no
う
HP either way. Still 10 players up in the server, and they'll
なんで気づけたんだ
look now to progress that over towards break, spearheaded by the Monty.
Yeah, Pally with full east control has an idea to
これなんか
Made
ね
it all but
気づける
impossible
要素あ
for
った
Furia to win that round.
割と謎いけど。
They have top east control again, W7M, but at the expense of no HP either way. Still 10 players up in the
誰もだってドローン見て
server, and they'll look now to progress that over towards break, spearheaded by
そ
the
ろ
Monty.
そろ下が怖い時間だな。そろそろ下が怖い時間だなで。ガン刺さりしただけ。これ好きだよね。
They'll send Monty up to walk right on in. The Selma will be, I think it was the first pellets will be there. The Selma will be dealt with.
Yeah, I mean, there's a big investment. The Castle in combination with the Maestro
前もや
combination
ってたよ
playoff
な。
is doing everything they can
こ
to
ことここ
maintain
に
hallway control. In fact,
い
the
いビ
first
デオ
Master
置い
barrier
て
still hasn't been dealt with because both
一
Maestro
生守
cameras
るや
are
つ。
still standing. Felipox is making this so frustrating and soaking up not only utility but critically time.
あ、
Minute to go on the
EMP
clock.
外
The
した。
hallway is now finally being cracked.
バレないけど関係ない。
The castle barricade is still there, though, which means that you're forcing these players into a funnel through Fountain to get into sight. Now, Fleetbox is inside a Fountain. He will be spotted out as he's peppering the corner. KZ will find a kill, but Nate is there to find Dots. So as it stands, it's a 4 versus 3 match point here in the server, but W7M are fighting hard. It's a 2v2 now. Palu with 1. JV92 needs to win this 1v2 to force the third map, or will W7M get that little bit closer to winning the match?
JV 救える JV 救える
You know where he
あ、惜
is,
しい。
but Dodes wins that, and now it's 6-5, and now Furia, how is your medal?
Wow.
動物園とかしてる。
The Monty as things stand. You've
勘
bringing Miro on the
勘
fence.
がすごい。
Hertz brings out Capcan for I think the first time we've seen him in this game as well. And
ハルーの勘
bringing
が
out
すごかった
Capcan at a time
よ。
like this,
そろ
if
そ
not
ろ
spotted out,
下
could
が
be a
怖い時
big
間だ
issue
な。
for W7M. Trying to hide. You know, he was hiding for most of that prep phase, so he's really working on not letting it be known that there's a Capcan in play.
はいどう。最初し
Will
か
that be the spanner in the
最
works
初
and
も
the
1
difference
キル
maker
持っ
for
てったけ
Furia?
ど、
It's Clubhouse on the other
トレー
side.
ド
They're
だった
able to
から
close it
な。
here,
そ
if
れ
not
も。
regulation to follow.
お前早く死ぬし、カプカン持ってって。
And everyone at the moment just creeping around the map and posturing. The Amaru's back.
死んだ後
And we
も
never saw
役
that
に
kind
立
of
てるよう
configuration
な
last
オ
time.
ペレ
The
ーター
tease
で
sandwich
頼
and
むわ。
rotated with the OSA archive, but the OSA is
すぐ
not
死
in
ぬか
play
ら。
this time around. So they're probably going to revert back to the original strategy.
セキュリに
Very, very quiet on border has been the first 50 seconds. You look at your lineup, you talked about that original plan. Blitz has been brought in lieu of that OSA, as has the Monte, but everyone's just waiting. Nobody wants to be the team that makes the first move. Now, Herds is here. I don't see any explosives that could help him if anybody walks in from break. Now, Felipox, it's his job.
こっちから圧かけて、東海から圧かけて、
To prevent them from
武器コロ
losing
ッ
break.
カーに
Checked out rafters, realized there's
ち
nobody
ょい
playing
圧
by
かけ
break, but
て
it's all
CC
so
突っ込む
slow.
とか。
This feels tense, this round.
Midway point, and there hasn't been much in the way of action. Still meddling for control security side. W7M playing patient on the exterior.
あ、スモーク焚いて
And Furia not giving away much. Herd still deep
いく
in security for Leapox alongside
ここ
also
いけ
in
ないよ
support
な。
to play the angle 90. The intensity in this round has
う
been
わー、
insane, but it's
JB が2人飛ばした。あ、縦2人飛ばした。
double. I'd also in support can play the angle 90.
ウエストバルコニー。JB どこあ、JB あれ武器庫にいたやつか。
The intensity in
あれか、武器庫のドアか。 武器庫じゃ関の
in
動画
security
か
for Leapbox alongside. Also in support can play the angle 90. The intensity in this round has been insane, but a double from JV92. Is that going to be enough?
Amaru comes in, but it's a 4v1 Furia. Well, it is Clubhouse a call, and Dodez, he's going to get swung by Herds, and we are going to a third map. And it was slow, it was patient, but it was Nate who capped off one hell of a performance with a big C4 that blew all of W7M's plans up.
This event
これリプレイないんかな最後ないっぽいわ。
series.
うわ、クラブだって。クラブかよ、最後。テック発生してる。
Question is, who
Club can be used to help us.
you have the Selma charges they can utilize. They've brought a couple of pocket can openers as well. We watched this map yesterday, and one of the biggest issues that we saw time and time again on this gym bedroom site was Enterprise weren't opening Jacuzzi wall. You're forcing now by banning Thermite to bring those can openers and to bring the Selma charges, and you know for a fact that W7M, they're going to put high priority on that Jacuzzi wall.
So Kennel's side currently
東海じゃなくて、
approach that side of map. They'll run
イン
into
コ海をどうするか
pretty
だけ
fierce
ど。
hold top red and cash, and well, just on cue. Vaults in cash finds
What
it's
if
free.
I-
That's a bit of a strange entry, and I think I may have even heard a laugh from here. I think that may be W7M. I'm not too sure. Perhaps curious as to why he was in that position. In the meantime, as you have mentioned, Jacuzzi likely to be overdubbed, and that has been the case in this round.
Your window is still up between those two breaches as well, so the attackers still have full view. So if somebody from Furia stands in front of it, you're going to know exactly where they are. But Herds has already fallen. It's a 4 versus 5. You've lost the sledge at this point, but you'll continue to go up around your jobs inside the server. Another FNAT's going to go off. They'll make sure that nobody will swing that construction breach to put more pressure onto Furia. But at this point in time, W7M with the opener, all the onus is on Furia to make something happen.
Loban, though, finds a kill. And at this point, Furia unlikely to win the round, but Vault gives away a freebie. And Gus now keeps it in the realm of possibility. Con control should be Furia's in a moment's time, but as we often see, crossing this corridor into sight can be quite the challenge. They need probably to
オフィス2と
back hit potential, whether that be from
ベ
main
ッ
or more likely for
ドベ
Leapbox
ッド、
Jacuzzi.
オフィス2、ベ
And
ッ
with
ド
the
ベ
mirror
ッ
play,
ド。いや、なんか変な割り方になってる
and。you can see that they're still holding on. Actually, double mirror
Recorded
setup that we see, and it looks like they tried to just vault in the window and make
口
something
入って
happen.
る
But
し。
Loban will find JB90 soon.
なん
That's
か
in
でも
Logi, and you can see that they're still holding
先
on.
打
Actually,
ちで
double
きたやつっぽいけどな。
mirror setup that we see, and it looks like
Whether that be from main or more likely for Leapbox Jacuzzi.
And with the mirror in play, you got to assume that it's in Logi. And you can see that they're still holding Logi. Actually, double mirror setup that we see. And it looks like they tried to just vault in the window to make something happen. But Loban will find JB92. Nate will be the next one to fall inside of construction. And it leaves it all down to Fleetbox in the 1 versus 4. Case is cold. Loban's going to swing to the window to end the round here. And now he's going to fully realizing that the jig is up. Fleetbox knows he's there. But as the one of the primary 6.
ロゼ呼びなんだね。
You can use the
今までずっと俺さ、オフィスって呼んでたんだけど。
But again, we're seeing a lot of Ying shotgun play in these games that Fury are playing.
物流のこと。
Yeah, seems to be a thought process behind that one for them.
Could be a potential security window vaulting with that shotgun.
Probably the most likely outcome. Either that or it's a red says lurk of some kind of description, I would assume. Yeah, wait and see. Be intriguing.
直す
Probably
か
going to be the case where it's a bit of a
英
slow
語
wind
食い
up
しん
on this round, and that's the expectation for Club is to just reel in a little bit.
まあでも、クラブってオフィス1箇所しかないから、オフィス呼びでも分かってくれそうだけどな。
All soft and early success. Dots lurking below. I can see that orange outline. In blue, could jump out and catch timing. Actually, the repair of the Flores to ensure the ball is now open
さ
up.
東海に打つか東海じゃないや。
Fury cooking up.
ピ
This
ン
is a
ク海
little
に打つ
unconventional at the moment.
Yeah, they've not really put any effort towards clearing anybody from inside Raptors. We spoke yesterday about some teams using 2 players. That's exactly what they're doing. One by the window, one a little bit over towards position 1. And now
Wow,
George get that kill,
oishii.
so it's a 5 versus 4 now. Those Candelas are going to start going
More
up. Maybe we'll
you.
see that Ying execute, but still inside of blue, inside of secret. There's a defender for W7M. And any form of a vault in this window now will be instant death. And even if Dots does fall, he has a position to trade, but I think with that pressure coming on, he'll rotate back to site. A minute left to go, and the numbers in the favor of W7 are in the favor of Furia.
Yeah, JV92 still with the fuser in hand. He's outside main breach. Second layer of utility. Now to follow from Furia. Likely to combine Rafters. You imagine for Furia. Vaults under pressure. Flamed out. Pushed out. Dead.
They know there was somebody behind them inside of garage as well as Nate will begin stepping further up 5 versus 3 with 35 seconds to go. We've still not seen what Philippe will do, but Dots will spray the wall with JB92 spraying off in the distance to put the numbers a little bit closer. 4v3, 25 seconds. There's another silhouette. He's right behind the window. Dots will get a kill, but he's traded back. It's a 3 versus 2 now. Another kill, but it's Loban that will find it this time. 13 seconds, big opportunity for Furia. Loban finds another one. The case is cold. It's a 1 versus 2. He can't go for the plant. He's not find the kills, but W7M pull right from the brink, and Furia are going to really wish they had that one back.
Yeah, got to be messy there from Furia. How was Dots?
2枚外抜いたの。でか。
Claim to kill. They gave them in the
Fully box with the case, but Loban gets a 3 versus 2 now. Another kill, but V3. 25 seconds. There's another silhouette. Yeah, he's right behind the window. Bringing off in the display with 35 seconds to go. We've still not seen what Philippe is going to do, but Dots will spray the wall with JV92's bringing off in the distance.
こうすぐラペに直してれば、ネードが、もともと想定だったら、コミュニケーションもう一回再度されなきゃいけなくなったから、 だいぶここが遅れちゃったね。
25 seconds. There's another silhouette. Yeah, he's right behind the window. Dots will get a kill, but he's traded back. It's a 3 versus 2 now. Another back.
Become way that we.
I want to kind of org's history here over at EWC, but if there's one thing we can say about Furia, they have shown in the past they can tidy up their issues. Like even back when you think back to that chalet, they.
Interestingly enough, all primary hatches have been reinforced as well. So not looking to play fall off on the hatches themselves, but play a little bit more of an old school.
静なし、キルスピード速すぎるよな、これ。頭ちょこって出した瞬間にずっとこの金具を、このラペった時の金具見て、それをやってるから、置けるんだよね。あれゲームが。マジで速かったな。頭の先っぽ出た瞬間に死んでた。
One of their Brazilian counterparts in FaZe Clan are one of the best in the world at realizing if it's an extended Roman clubhouse. Now you'll see them push down blue directly to site. You see that Herds will push down to the bottom main pretty quickly, realizing that there was a bit of a roam. But when that door has been reinforced, it's the signal for the defenders that you got to be in position because maybe, just maybe, they might be trying to make something happen.
I wonder if there is a genuine window here for Furia to exploit the setup, go direct site, and then catch W7M on retake. JV92
ガレージいた人が動き始めたけど。
tried to peel back towards the objective, but Furia encroaching.
あ、でもロビン
Yeah, look at this. The right hand modal. You can see some of the cells. Volsto will find that opening kill as he finds one on main. Almost another with Dodez will shut it down. This window of opportunity has been shut straight away by W7M. JV92 will find one little bit of damage tag going on the side as KZ will level the sides once more. Maybe, just maybe, Furia have found the opportunity they need to make something happen. But blue is still not clear. JV92 with a double now. You can see there's a potential backstab as he pushes down. Mira's right around the corner. Mira gets the kill, but now you know where Palu is. So at this point in time, with one defender above, one defender on site, this could be an opportunity for W7M. But can you find Palu on the Mira? Palu's so tempted to swing here. Goes 24 seconds. The fire dart will force him back, but the case has to go down from JV.
Yeah, JV92 to dash across now. Over towards Arsenal. Need to cover another flame, but Palu's pushed forward. Could catch a timing, and that's exactly what takes place. Nitro cell to follow, but JV92 already repositioned. Loba's on the ground. Can Palu clutch up for W7M? So much experience and so desperate to win an event, but now needs to step up, and that's exactly what he does. It's 3 in the round.
ロビン
Maybe, just maybe, Furia have found the W7M.
難しかったね。
will find one little bit.
一回追われたのが、
You gotta be in position because maybe, just maybe, they might be
こ
trying
こで
to make
一
something happen.
回追う流れになってダメージ受けたのが難しかったね。
Yeah, look at this. The right and the moto. You can see some of the
金庫会にいて、
Volsto will find that opening kill as he finds one on main, almost another
こ
with
こから無
Dodez.
視され
Will shut
て
down this
どう
window
す
of
っ
the
かな
sides
で。
once more. Maybe, just maybe, Furia have found the opportunity they need to make something happen. But blue is still not clear.
一回これキャッシュ
JV92 with a
に
double now. You can see there's a potential backstab as he pushes down.
ページ
Mira's right around the corner. Mira gets the kill, but now you know where Palu is. So at this point in time, with one defender above, one defender on
で
site,
バーからメイ
this could
ン
be
階
an
下るんじゃな
opportunity
く
for
てキッチン階下行くん
W7M.
だ
But can
キ
you
ッチン
find
に行くんだけど、もうその
Palu
時に
on
は
the
もうマ
Mira?
ネキン
Palu's so
AK まで
tempted to
入っ
swing
て
here.
て、
Goes 24 seconds. The fire dart will force him
じゃあほなここ行ってもしゃあないかで、ここからまたメイン
has to go down from JV.
で
JV92 to dash across now. Over towards Arsenal. Need to cover another flame, but Palu's pushed forward. Could catch a timing,
Yeah,
and that's exactly
yeah.
what takes place. Nitro cell to follow, but JV92 already
That one with
It's really quite an environment, and they are making it count. Furia are under pressure,
is that start yourself up problem goes?
and for me, they could have room round 4 as it's shaken.
And the bans come through as well, so it's another hard breach that's been banned.
いい感じに無視できたけどね。
Furia will get rid of the mirror. You saw the double mirror setup last time we came to the site, and this was the site that Furia I think looked the worst on this game. Everything was so destroyed. They lost an early pick. You had JV just jumping into a window, who is playing Kali, by the way. It's worth pointing that out. No mirror obviously being banned, so maybe you'll expect something at a long range. Get rid of a mute.
Wow, 美味しい。
Will fall Herds, spotted him over by the other side by CCTV, and it's a 5v4.
こっち側をラペってくる人を狙うだから、
The wall is my old eyes. I
そ
didn't
こ
realize the
は
wall
ラ
was
ペ
reinforced there for a
別の
second.
場所ラペられる
Yeah,
と
hard to see.
視界が狭くて
So Furia advantage, and that's been few and far between on this map. Looking to now convert this position. Clear Kennel side, and as you saw, Herds on the Roteros as well from below. Deathmark onto Dodez and KZ to capitalize. This is looking better from Furia. They're commanding the map with a little bit more authority.
このラウンドこそ
Yeah,
取れ
and
る
they
か。
don't. They still have an idea that there could be someone looking to play that extra trade, to maybe retake top rafters. So they're not going to
あざみさん
going
死ん
blind,
でら
but
っし
you
ゃ
will
る。
still have the hold being held. Herds down below inside the kitchen. You got Palu directly above him over by Logi. He can do that. The hatch is, of course, as you can see, open, but nobody on the roof from the
メイン
side
階が
of
ジェット
Furia.
壊したい
You
な。
look at something worth mentioning. On a site where we can see verticality have an impact, especially from C4s from below, none have been brought by W7M.
なんもなかったらワンチャンそのまま上がっちゃうかな。上がったか。上がったっぽいな、これ。
W7M, so they need to defend the site from this level.
上がった。
KZ falls, but too little too. They say desperately we're searching for. But Loben, hold on.
ライブドローンしたもんな。ピッチで。
Give their chat. It kind of worked. I think they did
あれがあ
offset
った
these
か
a little bit with
な。
it.
フェンリル壊したんかな。
Play from W7M, and considering his arm is
Twitch
playing,
on
seeing
it.
some of the keeper barriers plays currently on the overhead, that will no doubt be a key objective for W7M in holding that position and making a default plant more challenging. Furia had a pretty unorthodox method of clearing these particular positions last time. They posted a lot towards that Kennel's breach, set up crossfires, and
キャッスルがいそうなんで。
given where they've spawned and they're really posturing at the moment, probably suggesting that it's going to be a little bit more of a classical clear from them on this particular occasion.
くかどうかだけど、
The triple ADS setup.
それはしなさそうか。
At best times be really, really powerful in that
上下割
Yeah, with only 2 firebolts in the hands of Capitan with the ADS. Now, dealing with those, you've got to use some of that other utility. So those 4 flash grenades take on a little bit more value. Don't ever like that on Twitter. Just, you know, speaking about that Raptors position.
JB 時間かけたら
Down falls JV92. Now, he did get the breach open. So he didn't fall, you know, for nothing. You'll see KZ get to work now, finishing opening up that breach with the Rotero charges. And what more can he find? Where else can you do some damage? You're going to throw it in, maybe get rid of some of those keeper barriers. That might capture one of those ADSs as well, which could be oh so vital for clearing the Raptors position.
Yeah, definitely got at least one of potentially 2.
They saw the 3. He will have seen it as well on the camera.
Yeah, I think it got 2. Wow, that had
映画のやつは
just the one, but it's in the middle. Like, I know it was the one at the end. Okay, that was quite
そう
separate in
1個壊れ
distance.
たよね。
Will that be enough to be a difference maker though? Dodos, can he hold the line? EMP, the catch nullified.
So
The
EMP
flames likely
で
to follow unless
止め
Dodos
ら
came
れ
to
て
die. Not quite the case.
ヒアで燃えて
Flames
る
at the edge, able to disrupt that.
あ
It's
ち
a
ち
Henry
ちち
position.
ち
Join on his spot, so he knows, or pardon me, Furia knows that he's moved. Dancing around this keeper barrier. Furia having teething issues in clearing this position, but finally they break through.
And they've got
地獄
50 seconds to work with as well.
結
JB92 is
構
fallen, but you've now got control of
あれは
Raptors.
使えた
A
ね。
smoke will be put so you
あ
can
あ、オイル
get
ピ
upstairs a
ッ
little
ト
bit
車線
safer,
塞い
but
で
the
る。
barbed wire could be an issue, but nobody's holding that long angle that looks towards the stairs. Volps is still playing below,
ラウンジが
just by pit.
気まずい。
And as these Furia players push deeper and deeper in the Raptors, if there's no flank cameras, if there's nobody
30秒し
keeping
か
an
ない
eye on that potential flank, it could be a big
あー、ラウ
problem.
ン
KZ
ちゃん
will
と
find
対
the
応
kill,
した
but Herds has fallen during that one fight. KZ is going to go down now too. W7M and any 2 versus 1, they're going to get the res, but just
あー、
as
ラ
I
ウンジ
spoke
気ま
about,
ずい
the
のが
flank comes through, and W7M will
気
get
まずいラウ
another
ンジ
run
が
and start
Throughout the day. Again, it's Furia. I don't count them out, but I think based on what Furia we are seeing.
Clubhouse, and they surrendered a 5-1 opening half, and they just weren't able to come back against OXG. It's going to be just as tough, if not tougher, to come back against W7M if they surrender this round.
W7M will continue to bring the heat here. They're not giving Furia any respite. During these executes, they're continually disrupting them, and the flow from Furia that they're so accustomed to just hasn't been afforded to them. KZ below needs
うわ、
to
惜しい、これ。ああ、でも近い。ちゃんといる
So
わ。
4 versus 4, you lose the Warden.
オーデン
Is
が
that
死ん
worth
だ
it。for the death mark? I'm not quite sure on the Deimos. It's subjective. It does though mean that the 2 smokes in the pocket of the
まあ、
attack will be a
そ
little bit more
こま
impactful.
でオーデンは重要じゃないか。
3v3s, we've got essentially another trade as fully Fox and Dots will remove each other from
美味
this
しい
matchup. Volps takes a ton of
ダメー
damage
ジ
as his feet were revealed inside of Cash.
ショットガンで
Azami is now going to swing, so you can see that Nate has read the
一
situation,
旦
do some
アザミで
damage, then assume that Azami is going to try to play the trade. But there you go, swings around the corner. Nate will find one. It's a 2v2, as in essence, we get another trade. 2v1, 1v1, and Nate will clean it up again. Furia will get corner. Nate will find
カバー
Azami.
がすごいな。
Swing, so you can see that Nate has read the situation, do some damage,
これはこっちでエアでや
then
って
assume
て、
that
こ
Azami is going to try to play the trade. But there
こはこっち
There
で
you go,
倒
swings
し
around
て
the、corner. Nate will find one. It's a 2v2. As in essence, we get another trade.
どういう
Do
最
some
終はかな
damage. Then assume that Azami is going to try to play the trade. But there you go, swings
階層までからやる
around the
のかな
corner. Nate
CCTV と、どこ
will find one. It's a 2v2. As in essence,
イグジットコンストラクションだから階層外だね。これは、どこにあれたのこれ。ベッドのドアニアかな
2v1, 1v1, and Nade will clean it up again. Furia. Jax now on their defenses on. I feel in this matchup between these two Brazilian sides, it takes on even more importance.
Yeah, it can definitely be the tone setter. I
カ
think.
バーが早い。ほんま。
Early control then. Kitchen side, Loben wanting some space to open up hatch directly towards site. Plenty of drone work being taken place elsewhere, probably to facilitate a map clear from the attack, or maybe open up the opportunity for a more direct approach.
これもう1回まで
Loben
取り
to
切
go
ってる。
searching down bot main.
あ
It's a classic playbook from
ボ
Brazil
ル
to
プス
try and
が
exploit this
アンチ
position
ハー
if
ズ
there is
が
a roam being
2階にい
employed.
るのか
Just
で
to
2人いるんか
plant the seed of
ガレー
doubt
ジ
in
側
defense,
がいるけど
maybe force
あん
an
ま移転してな
over-rotation.
さそうだねドローン置いて
But Furia probably expecting that, of course, and not
反対
necessarily
側
going
管
to
理
fall
し
for
て
that bait, at least not initially, without additional layering of pressure.
And they brought the guy
相変わらずガレージと
that canister popping off means that you can't just rush in and take immediate control of that church wall and in towards Moto. So the rest of W7M, they'll get to work clearing the map from the top to the bottom. They've got Blackbeard.
ガレージとキャッシュにいるんですけど、
With that clear, they've got drones in position as well. Volps will just make sure that nobody's going to rotate from
どう
that
せい
guy.
る
You
んで
can see there is a
入れたら
defender
入れた
in
で
and around rafters as we speak. And well, this is the operator you want to get there to help out, right? You'd want the Blackbeard to work to clear this position because it's a lot lower of a risk.
There is player in cash. Dots now with the read. Herds, Nitro, Rip. Frag grenade in response.
うわ、
Nitro
落とし
shot
た。
and shots exchanged, but Herds will survive. Elsewhere though, KZ doesn't suffer the same fate, and Dodes gets in on the action. Herds now under a lot of pressure, but there's only so much he can do. 2 versus 3 in favor of
すごいな。
W7M. Doesn't suffer with the read. Herds, Nitro, Rip. Frag grenade in response. Nitro shot and shots exchanged.
ガレージにいたのがステージ行ってるんだ。
In cash. Dots now
さっきまで JB ガレージい
with
たん
the
だけ
read.
ど、
Herds, Nitro, Rip.
カプカンが。
Frag grenade in response. Nitro shot and shot
その代わりミラーが上がってきてるんだよね。ミラーはいつの間に上がってきた
without
の？
additional layering of pressure.
And they brought the Goyo for that exact reason as
ラ
well.
ウン
That
ジ
canister
い
popping
て、
off means that you can't just
あ
run.
そこの周り
They've
ずっ
got
といたん
Blackbeard
だ。
that will help them with that clear. They've got drones in position as well. Volps will just make sure that nobody's going to rotate from that guy side. We can see there is a defender in and around rafters as we speak. And well, this is the operator you want to get there to help out, right? You'd want the Blackbeard to work to clear this position because it's a lot lower of a risk.
There is player in cash. Dots now with the read. Herds,
最終さ、CC なかったアザミ。
Nitro, Rip. Frag grenade in
から上が
response.
ってくる
Nitro shot and shots
ラウンジ
exchanged, but
で、あ、
Herds will
最初にア
survive.
ザミが
Elsewhere
死ん
though,
だ。
KZ doesn't suffer the same fate, and Dodes gets in on the action. Herds now under a
で
lot of
一回
pressure,
管
but
理
there's
が
only so
先なん
much he
だ。
can do. 2 versus 3 in favor of
金庫から嫌が
W7M.
らせないようにして
Nade
て
and
か、
JV92 Nade
そ
having
れ
a
が死んだか
Under a
ら、
lot of pressure, but response. Nitro shot and shots
フェリポンま
exchanged,
で
but
連
Herds will
鎖してって
survive.
感じか。
Elsewhere though, KZ
ドッツが倒した。CCTV なんだ。あ、じゃああれか。2枚外か。
now with the read. Herds, Nitro, Rip. Frag grenade in response. Nitro shot and shots.
サブルーフ。イーストサブルーフってどこだろう？ここだよね、多分。これだよね。
Changed, but Herds will survive. Elsewhere though, KZ doesn't suffer the same fate, and Dodes gets in on the action. Herds now under a lot of pressure, but there's only so much
で、
he
アザ
can
ミ
do.
が先に死んだ
2
から
versus 3
挟
in
めた
favor
のか、
of
階段。
W7M.
Nade and JV92 Nade having another good map in this series. Well, he's got to do a little bit more. The Goyo canisters can still slow down the push depending on where they're placed. 44 seconds on the clock. Volps is taking a lot of damage. The cam still up inside bar will let you know where those players are. Loban looks like he might be thinking about it. No, 30 seconds. You're running out of time. It'll take a couple more seconds for that hatch to drop. If you're going to drop through it, that's even more. You're going to go to try to get the case down with maybe 10, 11 seconds left on the clock. This is going to be a problem. There you go. The canister will get the kill on the Volps. The drop's going to come through. 10 seconds to work within this 2 versus 2. The cover is going to be there from Dodes, but will they be able to stick the plant? Does they know the players by AKs? He'll step over. He'll spray. The case goes down, but it's a 2 versus 1. You know where the player is. Well, Dodes is better. Dodes kills him. And W7M will get one more.
To be held.
Can still bring this one back. Defense on this map.
But I just really don't think they're firing at the moment. Unless they could have that big highlight moment,
カバーから
have
倒
that
す
extra player or two step
重
up
要
and
性を
be the one to thrive. I just don't see them being able to navigate back
ガ
into
レ
it.
そうなアザミもそう
Because
だ
as a
し
team, they're continually falling short. W7M, everybody is having impact.
教えてくれる
And everyone's stepping up when the
マッチアップ
moment calls. Gym bedroom, 4 round number 8. Palu down below on the nook
さ
below.
あおおいい場所ある
Down with that BPC to his side.
刺さりそう東から上がる
In a position to catch a rotate if there is to be one later on. And he does catch a
うわ
rotate.
刺さった
JV92
JB が JB どこ行ったやつ
in a position to catch a
東
rotate
海
if there is to be one later on.
東海
And
っ
he
ていう
does
か
catch a rotate. JV92 in a grave.
金
And
庫かい
things going from bad to worse. Loban gets the kill on the
ガン刺さり
KZ as the numbers looking really good for
カメラ管理
W7M.
ぶっ刺さったな
5-2 the scoreline. 5-3 inside the server as Dots is looking now to clear cash. They've got a ping on another one of those defenders, but how important could that be for Leapbox?
うわガレージいるんだけど
Retaking
う
Raptors
わ
gets
強
a
い
double
よ
kill.
フェ
It's
リポッ
a
クス
3v3 now as the IGL looks to drag his team back in. Now a player will go
Guys,
with the
外
Raptors
回
door.
ってき
Nate
た
gets the kill now too, but that reveals the
カメラ
position. The C4 thrown. Is he going to get one?
お
Shot
お
out.
でけえ
Gets the kill. Palu
出るんだ
in
そ
a
れ
1 versus 2 for W7M. Position is known. He's a long ways to go. This has to be the cleanest
刺さる
trade, the cleanest hold
いける
that
か
these two Furia players are going to do all day. Because
それ
Palu,
ガレージは
if there's one thing Palu
さ
has,
によっ
it is
て
patience.
And he has a minute
これ
to
爆
work with.
発してから
He's already
出る
clutched
こ
up
とで
once here on club. And if he clutches up again, it's a series point. Nade
もう
and
一個持っ
Herds
て
need to
る
hold the line, hold the cross. They'll play compact. When one gets contacted, the other swings. Can Palu line the way gets one. The second
どうなんだろうねこの使い方どうなの
series
たった数秒殴るのを稼ぐなんか 物流から圧かけるのと合わせて使うんだったらまだわかるんだけど。これだったらなんか、ベッドとかに置きまくって、ポジションめっちゃ取れますよゲーム。そうそうに見えるけどな。90度クロス組めるように。90度クロス組めるように置いた方が強そうだったけどね。
Crazy thing about all that is he did it with his own charm on the gun as well. Yeah.
Oh, the ultimate aura.
But you think about it, it also had the knock pick. He went down below. He knew that someone would rotate up through blue, through secret, through Adam, whatever you want to call it.
I mean, it was an insane start to the round. Then we saw Philippox with the hero.
誰使って
Using it.
ハーズ
Point.
ハーズか。
Crazy thing about someone would rotate up through blue, through secret, through Adam, whatever you want to call it.
I mean, it was an insane start to the round. Then we saw Philippox with the hero 3k despite being traded. That was huge. He should not have been allowed to get away with that. He put his team in the winnable position and they still couldn't win it with utility in hand. In play with Kibo, 2 versus 1. Parley played it to perfection. Up to 12 kills on Clubhouse. And it's 4 series points. W7M red hot at the moment.
It feels like every single map we've been on, we've been in this position of like a 6-2, if I'm not wrong. And not once has the team at the wrong side of that scoreline been able to bring it back. Yes, W7M got close in the last game, but for Furia, all the trends, everything we've seen today tells you that W7M should get the job done from here. Your reload champions, former 6 invitational champions, back-to-back major champions. We know that they've got metal.
ちょっとなんか、ウォールハックしてるみたいな、エイムのあれだった今。ちょうど。
Major champions. We know that they've got metal, but Lowen, he's got lead, and he gets that opening knock on the Philippox.
オフさんが死んだ。
Lowen, he's got lead, and
ジム。エステラ
we know
飛び出してはないよね、多分。
that they've got metal,
エ
but
ステラ
Lowen, he's got lead, and he gets that
なんだっけ、室外機らへんにいた。窓にはピークしてきた。
Inevitable at this point. In a moment's time, Furia could be sent home by their Brazilian counterparts in W7M, and we know how deep this rivalry runs, and we expected it to be also close. They KZ with a clutch shot, the UMP onto the Blackbeard.
4 versus 4. The Blackbeard is down out of this game. The case is cold, but there's still a minute and a half to work with. Look at the drone economy. They've almost got every single drone that they started the road with. And they're still going to have those logic bombs that they can deploy a little bit later in the round. They've still got Loben on the Deimos who can identify where those... And it's a double. So you get the death mark, it's going to fail because of the mute jammer, and you target one of the players. So mute coming in clutch right there for Fury at the stage of the execute.
あっちに誰？ガレージだからどうです
？60 seconds then on the clock. Devolves looking to clear default.
ドッツがいる？
The verticality potential for this attacking lineup isn't great.
ドッツとノイズが一緒にいるから分かんないどっちがどっちか。どうですの方か。
for W7M, and so they'll look to likely gain some information through this portion of the round to set themselves up for that final execute. Volps, does he elect a hatch drop? Do they go for push down main triple? Hatch drop likely their best option at this point in time, but there is still one nitro up for Furia.
こっちはステっぽいね。
Still got 2 death marks you can use. Now JV92, he will get a kill. It's a 4.
ハーズの情報だいぶでかいけどね。
with 24 seconds, but they've lost from worse positions in this already. 4v2 now. It's all down to Dodez. If W7M want to win the map here, Furia looking to crawl it back. Dodez inside blue. The flames will dissipate, and the kill from above.
Okay, in terms of beard.
Single mistake because you know the way W7M are on the line. But we still got to get there. They've still got to win these important rounds. The round has now begun. The attacking lineup is set. They've brought the Capital. Those two will work in tandem.
ブルー気にしなくていいでも致命的だからな。
Well, you send it in through the main breach. But the question is, I would say, the player has to die. You're playing your life in this position. How much damage can you do before you fall?
Focus on the main breach currently, the wall pre-occupied defense just to make Volps' experience a little bit more challenging. But you're right, JV92 in a key power position, and he'll be eager to have as much impact as possible. Stall out this push headed by the Monty for as long as possible.
タイムフリップ。
This is going to be a fortress for JV92, but you can't do it aggressively. I know you're trying to get a kill that's going to help your side, but you've got to stall the W7M push. You can see the breach, not quite sure if it's been opened just yet. Maverick is still getting to work. They have stood the soft one, so Loben now will use the Rotero to open that up.
W7M just
さあ、ヒアとか打ってるけど、結構吸われてそうではいるよね。
Equally, much like JV92, they don't want to give anything away for free as well.
なんか足りないんじゃないかな。EMP 投げないと。
Elsewhere on the map, that's outside Kennels, although JV92 on rafters, as you can see in the outline, hasn't really been dissuaded from his position.
ここら辺に EMP 投げて潰さない多分。
There'll be pressure on Dots now to march forward, to put this player under the pump.
This is dangerous. This is dangerous. This play towards the door. He's going to get down the fire dart, but it's a 4v4. But Rafters has now been cleared. Philippox will find the position below. Might just be about to run into some trouble as Palu might be not too far away. Stepping back down inside of Secret now as Volps will start throwing utility. Philippox is blind, but Volps will get the kill. It's 3v4 now. 40 seconds to go. He's cleared it out. W7M looking to win the game here and now, goes, but the case importantly is cold on Rafters.
Yeah, they'll need to look to collect that. 30 seconds on the clock. W7M with advantage may have the win con of kills if required, but Dodes to retrieve kit, Palu to play Overwatch below, as well as Loden who could creep red.
This is a big moment now for Furia. He doesn't want to go through the window. He knows the risk from red, so he opens it up and he steps for the defense plan. 9 seconds to go. Here comes the move from Casey, but the cover is good. Nade's going to fall. The diffuser is down, and it's a 2v2 now. Rafters still controlled by Palu. He's falling back. He's been the star of the show. He's coming under pressure, but he's still alive. He will now be slain, though. One player left alive. Loben on the rappel. It's a triple for Nade, but can Loben make it happen? He knows it's going to come out. He wins his one. 20 seconds to go now. He falls, and Herds will secure at least one more round for Furia.
Well, it doesn't get much.
There's one. Left alive.
これちゃんと2人で手前と奥2人で走り込んだのよかったね。
Here comes the move from Casey, but the cover is good.
両方走り込んでるんだよね。
The diffuser is down and it's a 2v2 now. Rafters still controlled by Palu. He's falling back. He's been the star of the show. He's coming under pressure, but he's still alive. He will now be slain though. One player left alive. Loben on the rappel. It's a triple for Nade, but can Loben make it happen? He knows it's going to come out. He wins his one. 20 seconds to go now.
これなんでラペルのやめたんだろうね。この設置ポジだったらラペやめなくても見えるような場所だったけど。
He falls and Herds will secure at least one more.
Still on two away from O2.
W7M. Success.
Into the comp. No warning spot. Also included. Is that indicative of maybe something aggressive?
解除されそうかも。
Could they just be tools to help facilitate the clear?
はやり合ってたからわかるんだけど。
Options are plenty. In the meantime, Loben as well on that Ying actually did take a bit of damage. I think that may have been heard on the spawn pick attempt, but he's making his way back towards the objective now. Drone work early, garage side.
ラペやめた理由がよくわからなかったな。
Work on the hard breach to Guzi side simultaneously.
Then you look at the lineup, they do have 4 can openers that they're going to use on the other side of the map as they create that line. They try to open up cache. They try to open up that line aside.
こだわりのあるちょこっとした上に上げてたやつな。メイン回ロック下降りて。
2 minutes to go. A lot of early prep work has been done by W7M so far, but vitally, no kills on the board just yet.
Exterior con opened up and so
しゃがんで音消してたね今。
continues to be more groundwork.
びっくりドッキリ物流8降りフラッシュどんどんドカプレイ。
inside of cache currently. But there is JV92 and Con, and he finds a kill onto Loben, who I believe was CCTV,
入れない。
perhaps through that angle in the wall. Then W7M got in a position to respond. In fact, the wall was closed, so I don't quite know how JV92 found that open kill, but either way, some nice finesse. And now W7M on the back foot.
Everything's still finely balanced, despite the numbers being in favor of
Gym
Fury at this point.
中入
But
って
that
る。
has just been changed. Dots will find. He's just vaulted inside a gym. He's got the case, but those smoke
お前さっ
canisters
きま
are
で
very dangerous indeed.
あそ
He
こい
tries
た
to
やろ。
find another knock, another
なんで
kill,
そんな場所おる
something
やん。
to help him out. But is this the
グラン
execute
ト行く
attempt in the 4 versus 4?
Well, he dodged the Nitro, but still taking damage. Dodge desperately trying to find somewhere safe to plant. But Dodes helps out, finds the kill. Nitro then lands. 3 versus 3. Dots is still alive, desperately trying to get that diffuser on the deck.
Yeah, and look, he's got 2 players have fallen. It's all down to Palu.
さすがに
Is
死
it
んだ。
written in the stars? Is Palu going to do it once more? He looks at the wall that he didn't open enough to get into. Can he get back to Dodes? Could he potentially get his teammate back up? Philippe.
And now W7M on the back foot.
ジム取ったけどその後が続かんかったな。スモークでうまい具合に動けなかった。
W7M on the back foot.
Everything's still
ジムいるでしょ。ジム物流コンストラクション違うかな。どこだこれ。センターステア中央階メイン階シークレットだから物流の小部屋ね。
finely balanced despite the
コン
numbers
ストラクションだから
being in favor
階層で
of
しょ。
Fury at this point. But that is
で
just
ジムシンだからまあこれ拠点がもう取れてるのか。物流とシャワーいないから。
changed. Dots will find. He's just vaulted inside a gym.
でもこれ車線しか空いてないから通れはしないんだよね。これが致命的だったか。
He's got the case, but those smoke canisters are very dangerous indeed. He tries to find
ここで
another
わちゃわちゃ
knock,
タ
another
イムに
kill,
なっ
maybe
ちゃう。
something to help him out. But is this the
でバルカメがありますと。
execute attempt in the 4 versus 4?
ベッドにバルカメがある。
Well, he dodged the Nitro.
ここの天井かな。 ドアの上の。
but still taking damage. Dodge desperately trying to find somewhere safe to plant.
今一瞬光ってるように見えたけど。
Finds the kill. Nitro then lands. 3 versus 3. Dots is still alive.
この上についてる感じ。
Desperately trying to get that diffuser on the deck.
Yeah, and look, he's got 2 players have fallen. It's all down to Palu. Is it written in the stars? Is Palu going to do it once more? He looks at the wall that he didn't open enough to get into. Can he get back to Dodes? Could he potentially get his teammate back off? This too, but
続かなかった
he's
な
still。damage.
knock another kill.
階層組は何やってんだ。
Inside a gym.
階層組はずっと JB とやり合ってた。
He's got the case, but those smoke canisters.
エステラでしょ ?CC 一人。エステラ CC ジム2枚外。なんか、
Very dangerous indeed. He tries to find another knock, another kill, maybe something.
動き待ちか。
Is this the execute attempt in the 4 versus 4?
でも情報があったから、ここにカメラがあって終えてたから。
They dodge the nitro, but still taking damage. Dodge desperately trying to find somewhere safe to plant, but Dodes
動かなくて済んだのか。
Nitro then lands. 3 versus 3. Dots is still alive, desperately trying to get that diffuser on the deck.
情報差がですね。
At the Esports World Cup, Furia, Reload champions, the top dogs
動き
in
待ちして
Brazil
たけど、
are 1 round away from being eliminated and 1 round away from overtime. You think of the teams that have fought. Could it potentially be easier from here for the team that wins? Because this is a marquee matchup.
Possibly, but I'm sure that's far from these 10 players' minds currently looking to find the advantage in this round. It's basement in play, and a map clear likely. Hatches, though, reinforced outside of stock, and so Palu's role on the hard breach will be critical on Habano. But he'll be required a little bit later on. Currently, drone work in play, looking to spot out any players that may potentially be of. It's Herds and Bathroom, KZ, Logi. And they'll be looking to work together to stall out this attack. KZ quite aggressive in Logi.
KZ.
He could be under threat.
KZ やり合ってるけ
Dots
ど。
has got to be careful. He's got full information. Look, this drone is not finally going to get
But
spotted.
if Leapox has gone down the kitchen, he's going to create Vert down below to try and counter this.
Yeah, does he know Hertz? Yeah. Get that. So Dots is gone. The shield is out of here now. It's
取られ
one
た。
from KZ.
取
We'll
られ
find
た。
another one. It's a 5 versus 3. Don't want to get too excited just yet. There's still so much time
2
in
人い
this
たけ
game,
ど
and
ね。
Furia have given up bigger leads than this already on this matchup. But Guz, you've certainly given yourself a
うわ、
massive
危な。
chance at overtime. But
危
Dodes
な。
will
踏む
eventually
か
take
と思
down
った
Hertz.
W7M still with a
さ
lot
すが
of
に
time to
そんな
work
ことはない
with.
か。
Fleapox
マ
still
ッ
in
ト踏む
kitchen.
かと思ったわ。
Oh, and he gets caught. In the meantime, though, Palu
ま
also
だ上い
falls.
たんだな。
And that means the Habana is off the board. Moto Hatch, Kitchen Hatch, well, they're both still standing. One can open, and Dodos has a decision to make.
まあ一度 5v3 から 3v2 までは追ってったね。
Loban as well, on the line in support, may still have a scan or 2 remaining. It's very much a potential winnable position for W7M, but they have to isolate picks, and that's tricky.
The cam has already been dealt with inside Garage.
進行
53
一
seconds,
回
so
残ってる人はい
still
ない。
plenty of time to work with if
祭
you're
壇
W7M. All the defenders now have retreated back to site as
祭
the
壇
turtle
バイ
defense
ク
will be
武
used.
器庫
But there's 40
祭壇
seconds
バイ
left
ク
to
武器庫
go.
ね。
Dodes with the diffuser, pushing down blue. The support doesn't seem to be here at this point in time, but 1 kill for him could open everything up. But KZ, he's got the answer. Loban will step in to pick up the case, and he makes it a 2 versus 1. The smoke will prevent the push from now. One defender over by AKs. It's JV92, I believe, in 8, so it's 2 shotguns and an SMG11 to use, and JV92 will secure overtime for. Will only
これ何なんから盛り返した
Begins over 1, but
結構
The flames will disappear.
24、26から盛り返してった
with
26
the
から盛
horizontal
り返
entry
して
from Loban. But we'll need to be mindful that, much like the prior round, Furia have the extension up above. Will they have teething issues in clearing it this time? Also note, Felipox is hiding, I can only assume hiding, inside of Bathroom, and that is a position that could potentially go uncleared as well.
It's a really expansive roam from Fury on the early stage. There's 3 defenders on the top floor. Now Loban will find 1, and it's going to take some damage elsewhere. Now there is a player inside of bar. KZ,
防衛うますぎな
be careful of the Monty that's just gone through construction. They might just spot where you are. Now the attention is being drawn to the potential flank from that top floor. But W7M with an early advantage here on overtime.
Oh, that's the Monty down. Well, that's a blow to this attack.
2回まだコンストラクション残っ
Dots
てる。
411, and it's been a rough map for him. As we eclipse the midpoint of the round, W7M now need to collect the pieces. And again, keep in mind, to reiterate, there's still 2 players above. And a line drone for Palu to try and maybe cut that down. Volp's on the balcony, and Palu
メイン
collects.
海側にやられた。
KZ, though, still inside of Jim.
え、違うわ。メイン、え、
maybe cut that down.
もう一人いたのかケイジーもいたってこと？ケイジーまだい
Volp's
る
on
ん
the
だ。
balcony, and Palu collects. KZ, though, still inside of Jim and lands the shot from Waits. 3 versus 3, minute on the clock, and W7M struggling for map control, but they finally get that kill. JV92 and Nade now need to fortify the objective. Nade half HP. And there's a lot of time for this attack to now work with.
Yeah, it's got almost a minute left. They've got power still alive. He can open up those hatches. So they're not going to have the same issue that they had the last time they went to execute. Looks like he's going to push open through dirt. So maybe it's going to be a dirt kitchen hatch. At least make them think that that's the case. 35 seconds to go. Shotgun in the hands of JV92. He's only going to get a very quick window to try to get these kills. If they drop through that hatch, the stun grenade is going to be thrown, but it's not going to land. The push is going through bottom main. They'll completely flip it. Are they going to go in for that church?
メイン回3。
They're down there. Main row time as the enemy as things stand. You really got to think Nate just has to win one fight here, and it could be enough. He steps over, but he's going to fall. But there's only 4 seconds. 1 versus 3. They step in. JV gets the kill, and Dodez is going to go for the plant. So rotate now. He's behind the table. The cover is good. The case goes down, and W7M are on the brink of going to match point again here in overtime, unless JV92 has something to say about it.
Well, he's had some good moments in this matchup, but low on HP. Now needs to play the best he has tonight. Can he break the cross?
Oh.
To do the rest of the work.
Already with a massive clutch on attack in this site. They don't want a clutch. They just want to get done. They want to clean it up nice and easy. Furia, they've got 2 hard reaches, they've got Selma there, and they've got the Maverick. So they have the tools in their belt that they need to open up Jacuzzi wall, open up the wall into CCTV, and then potentially into cash. So they have the tools they need to set up for that execute, to get things ready to make a push into the game. But all good plans can change very quickly once you get punched in the mouth, and W7M will be desperate to get the opening pick.
0 in play for this round, 6 cams now in total, and that could be a potential difference maker. Philippox can gain that information, and then Marshall with the trip.
破壊して、車線通しやすいようにしてる。
And that will be followed up with Rotero from Herds, presumably.
ヘリポネード意外にあれなんだな、雑いんだな。
issues in that regard. Well, as I say that, this is Mav that he'll be able to quickly correct.
意外に苦手なんだね。
All dealt with, and in the meantime, Philippox has been scattering out that information on the 0. We'll see again if that could influence the late round.
Almost at the halfway point of the round, Jacuzzi wall's been opened. You can see that Kiba barrier being thrown, but at least let you know that somebody should be playing inside of Jim, tucked into the corner by the window, as it looks like they're just seeing if there's any utility to stop them going in. In particular, I think they're looking for that F-Knot to see if they can walk on in. But those 2 Kiba barriers, they're going to be an issue if you want to stay, because that forces you down the corridor directly towards this line of sight. Now, Dots, he's under pressure over by this Logi side as he's shooting all of those 0 cams as they're shot in. But a minute to go. Things, tempo-wise, really suiting W7M.
Yeah, I do wonder if Furia have the util clearance available to deal with those keeper barriers, because it is the biggest resistance. Palu almost dies with JV92, and opportunity goes begging. Jim close. Loban, JV92.
Loban wins the battle for the Gym, but the war's not over just yet because he is going to fall. Herds making it a 3 versus 4. 35 seconds to go. Palu on the lowest amount of health you could almost be on. And here comes the walkthrough. Bathroom is clear. Volps is down. 3v2 now. Are we finally going to see Furia find some success on attack? The attack is over. Crazy hits him, even though he's blinded. And it's all down to Dodez. He's got the red ping. He knows where
for Balk, JV92, and opportunity goes begging. Jim, close. Loban, JV92 with the read, and he's still losing.
Loban wins the battle for the Gym, but the war's not over just yet. Herds making it a 3 versus 4. 35 seconds to go. Palu finally going to see Furia.
Furia, W7M, the site of choice for Furia.
It's times like this I wish we had I really do, but this game has to.
拾った命とか関係ないもんな。
W7M set themselves up to solve it. Now, are we finally on the battle for the Gym? But the war's not on.
The site of choice for Furia.
It's times like
ロビンならやりかねないで
their battle lines.
警戒された。
Well, it's been a hard-fought series, and despite maps 1 and 2 not being particularly close, Clubhouse, it's been so difficult to split the 2. Furia have fought back from the brink, however, and pushed it to 15 rounds. It really did feel like WSM were going to take it in quite a commanding fashion. Regulation, but Furia were able to tap into that additional gear that they so often find in big matches like this. They will be eager to make a run deep here at EWC 25, and there's every world in which the winner of this game is one of the favorites to take it all. But to go that next step, you must win this round. It is do or die. It's a triple hold, cash side, the triangle formation from the defense and Dots play front line on the Monty.
And all Monty's doing at this moment in time is looking for information, trying to work out where the hold is. Now, this is a big opportunity, and Dodez will draw first blood. There's an attempt at a trade. Dodez, he runs out of ammo as another player swings, and they know that he is low. But he's drawn first blood, and he stayed alive and on his feet. You've already now lost cash, and you've lost CCTV. But the battle's still not lost. Philippox on the mirror window can prevent anybody from stepping further, and Dodez has got to be so careful on the ash. Halfway through the round, W7M, they've drawn early advantage, but we've seen Furia fight back on defense time and time again.
Round 15, but neither team playing with fear. Aggression through the mid-round, as Furia desperately tried to trade that initial kill, but unsuccessful. Eventually, though, Herds able by 2, and Furia aggression through the mid-round, as Furia desperately tried to trade.
階層いる？ベッドのドアか。
trade that
どこ抜いた？
initial kill,
縦抜いたの最初。
but unsuccessful. Eventually,
Time again.
まあ、エステラはわかるわ。
15, but neither team playing with fear.
はい、乗り越え入
Progression
ってき
to
たか
the
な。
mid round as Furia desperately tried to trade that
これ物流側見てたのを後ろから一発抜いたのか
initial
な。
kill, but
そんな気がするな。
unsuccessful. Eventually, though, Herd's able to find two.
多分これでカバー取りにマドニア寄ってきたやつよね。
And Furia now in the driver's seat to win the game.
4v3,
Oh.
4v2, it's a triple for Herds. He's
Ah,
feeding
止まらない。
it. He jumps out.
止まらない
He gets the quad. And no, he's
止
going
ま
to
らない。
finish it out, but it's all down to Palu.
ふわっと。
He's won a 1v2.
ああ、エースは無理。
He's won a
エースは無理でした。
1v3. He needs to win a 1v4 if W7M's journey is going to continue. He's going to throw the gridlock, the track stingers. He won this situation before, but the frost shield is there. The smoke will push him back. Moving back towards logistics. He's going to go down, and that's it. It's a furious comeback here from Furia, and they will progress here at EWC. But for W7M,
Right
ここに来て
on the only
大覚
and
醒。
Furia
are saying
sides. W
あ、
said
惜
all.
しい。
crying on
The one time it doesn't happen, but
これは苦しいわ。
Furia just so damn good.
Look what it means as well. Like, you've got W7M players crying on the floor because of how much this means to them. They thought they had the game won. It's going to be so hard to get the sleep tonight if you're W7M. But for
い
Furia,
やー、
they always find a way.
ここ
And
良
it's
かった
another time
ね。
we've had you on the mic and another big comeback.
ラテリ直しなかったら、
Dan, do I get a share of the prize pool from Furia?
これ事故だ
And
な。
it's
これかわ
another
いそう
time
だ
we've
な。
had you on the mic and another
ブリーチングチャー
big
ジ壊そうとしてあげる。これ
on
抜
the
け、
side of Furia.
抜かれるのかわいそうすぎる。
Dan, do I get a share of the prize pool from Furia? I tell you what.
You know what? We can, in a few moments' time, we'll be able to see if Jake can ask that to.
タイミングがうま
Dan,
す
do
ぎ
I
る
get
な、ピーク
a
の。
share of the prize pool from Furia? I tell you what.
You know what? We can, in a few
この
moments' time, we'll be able to
ADS やめ
see
た
if
瞬間にも
Jake can ask that to
長年の
Felipe
歓喜た
down on the
パルーの。
stage. But my oh my, like the mental fortitude for Furia to not give up.
いやー、JP これ取れるのすごいわ。
Thank you very much, boys. What a game. Oh, feels like it's just taken you guys.
一旦名勝負か。あー、疲れた。21時どうする？何時間見た？うわ、疲れはしてるな。お腹も空いてるしな。いや、どうしよう。反乱やる？いや、やっとマウスパッド解いたからやりたくはあるんだよな。でも体力がないかもしれないな。木曜でしょ？まあやるか。まあちょっとだけやるか。1、2戦あんなにやるか。うん。うん。うん。よし。マウスパッド届いたから、やっとランクできるんでね。 どんなもんか練習したさはあるから、やっときたいんだよね。1、2戦やりますか。TK マークついてる。シャオってことは中国に来かな。危な。あ、やらかした。ね、限界すぎたポジションが。チート行為でいいこれ。放置勢なんだよな、ここら辺の人たち。ああ、疲れた。上いる？鹿いるな。故障が怖いんだよね、ここ上がるとき。あ、これ、あれだわ。メモリリークしてそう。再起動しないと、画面ガクガクだわ。ああ、逃した。しっかり通行した。放置勢マジで害悪でしかないからな。上か。うわあ、やれたけど。こっちから来ることある？多分いるよな。 いいっすね。新しいマウスパッド。結構。使いやすい。危ない。ショットガンやってる。上か。下と上とか上のとかがわからない人間。これ上の音なんだ。下いる？あ、両方いる。ああ、シャンデリアー。ゲーム再起しないとダメだ。ゲーム画面ガックガク。ずっと観戦、EWC 観戦しながら裏で動かしたせいだな。一旦再起するけど、トイレ行くわ。ちょっとごめん。バチバチになっちゃった。まあ、1、2戦かなできて。ちょっと体力が。観戦に使いすぎた。トイレ行きたい。早く、ちょっと起動画面になってほしいんだけど。大丈夫かな？はい、行ってきます。 戻りました。ぴったり。起動時間。何やろうかな。新マスファットの力。こんなものか。慣れないでしょって。大きさも違うから、どこに置くかが迷うな。もうワンサイズ上でもよかったかもな。走りでいいか。海岸。何やろっかな。なんか、クエストって更新されてんのかな。更新されてない。近接キル、ガジェットキル。ガジェットキルか。なんでもやるか。パルスでもいいか。パルスやる？ちょっと何しようかな。入るかな、誰か。パスするってことは、買った方がいい。
なんでアキはお前のことが気に入らないんだろうな。
ちゃいない。
心拍センサーを起動した。敵を捜索中。
危ね
心拍センサーの準備が
え。ガチッと機でしかできなかったんだけど。ガジェットキルしたかった。クエストガジェットキルだから、ガジェットキルしたいんだよな。うん。バルキリー嫌がってるってことはどうしようかな。
壁を増強。
あ、怖い。わはははは、残念。残念賞。おい。俺のガジェットキルなんないそれ。なんないか。乗り越えてくんない？ポンポンポン。これ死んじゃうんだよね。もう一回貼り直したい。いいよ。こんばんは。 おい。上いる？オフィスいるかな。中にはいる。
Kitchen。
まだ上いるな。自分で開けた道が。下見たらやれる？はい、やって。これは EWC のドロップ全部取ったよ。多分取ってるはず。多分取ってるよね。俺のツイッターの通りに配信見てれば多分、ツイッターで言った通りの配信の見方をしてれば多分取れてるはずと思うけど。表示されない。ドロップスに表示されないってこと？それともゲーム内に表示されてないってこと？ゲーム内に表示されてないかどうか俺もわかんないな、それ。まだ確認してないわ。ゲーム内で表示されない。これはわかんないな。いちいち確認してないわ、それ。閉めるかどうか怪しいよな。守らないんだったら閉めなくてもいいんだよね。やべ、ショットガンじゃないから自分でこいちゃったね。はーい、いいよ。枠は脇なしだ。早っ。
It's Osa. Osa's got a C4. Osa's on the window.
だね。ノマドあったせいで早い。パーティーっぽいな。ガチェットキル、確かに。仲間が味方死んじゃうから、耐えるみたいな感じにならないんだよね。うん。ガジェットキル攻撃化するのむずいんだよな。ゴミ虫使ったらさ、できるかな。近接キルでもいいんだよね。攻撃側でやるべきは多分近接キルなんだよな。R4C とか、いや、どうなんだろう。R4C よりゴミ虫の方が忍者になりやすいかな、相手。どうだろう。同打ちで削る ?R4C で。裏を持ってく？カバーされてるわ。完全にパーティーだな。ブラをワンして、あれをピックする。まあ、ガチで勝つんだったらプロレスが持ってきたいところだけですけど、私はもう近接キルを目指すしかないんで。ラペインしようかな。ちょっとラペインするわ。大窓。大窓ラペインしよう。ブリチャー持ってきてるし。カメラ割ってない。なんだ、ラペインできないじゃん。
ドローンが作動中。
いないんだけど。カメラ見て。どこ？同時でやったのに。下だ。でもこれインジャー足してもあれだな。近接キルになりたいからハンドルにするか。よし。もう、最悪。近接キル狙いませんでした。 違う、ハンドガンで足速くして、少しでも、近接スキルが有利になるようにしてた。じゃあ、R 星強すぎるか威力。やっぱ、ゴミ虫にすべきだったな。攻撃むずいんだよね。なんならいいんじゃないのやりやすい ?R ポチ強すぎるかインの銃とかの方がいいインとかやりやすいか近接もやりやすそうしたな。インかインだわ。正解導けた。インです。これだわ。ここにミュート置いてる？箱裏置いてる？C4 はない。ブーム。あ、やばい。
ドローン起動。
今見えたんだけどな。ナイス。煉獄で遊ぶマジ？ちょっとありがとう。チャレンジ情報全部ヨッシーさんからもらってんだよな。チャレンジ情報全部任せっきりだわ。近接キル発生できんのだが。どうしようか。試合に勝って勝負に負けてる。 トリスさん痛いな。もう一生ピン続けてる。誰か拾ってくんないかな。ナイス。多分いないでしょう。
There's two in there.こっち来ないの？マジ？うわぁ、カエルになっちゃった。何しようかな。ノマドノマドにする。ノマドにしようかな。ノマドでフラッシュエアジャブで吹き飛ばして近接キルするか。インが一番でも簡単かな、言うて。インが出ちゃえばよかったか、今。いや、まあ、それはないか。ミュート。ミュート。4枚閉まってんだけど。ゲームいた？
反発デバイス設置。 置完了。
あ、よしよし。
敵を押し出すわ。反発デバイスを設置。
Don't go into. Oh my god, bro, you were crazy.
いや、でも引っかかってんないかな。ヒントスキルしたいんだけど。
ライトをセットした。
引かれちゃったか。エコー2回いたんだけど、どういうこと？イン使うよな、多分相手イン使いと思うんでね。これで C4 キルです。狙うわ。しょっぽないですよ。壊せよ、誰か。
リロードする。
I'm sorry.
上がりきられてる。スモークがあっち。いや、お次だ。こんなポジションはダメっすね。いや、俺が頑張んないとダメか。塩投げりゃよかったな。あと何回やりゃいいんだ？あと1回だ。どうしようかな。ARX にする？ボス G。ARX っていくつ？ 47 の700。47の700でしょ？ 47の700。ARX 強っ。ARX 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 もっとレート遅いかと思ったわ。700あるの。強すぎない？コマンドよりレート速いんだけど、威力高くて。それはさすがに強すぎか？どうしよっかな。うわー、やりてー。
マグチェンジ。
あ、違う、今ね、あれにしようとしてミスったわ。何これ、この状況。いいんじゃないかな。あ、ならなんか。左しようとしてた。ご用。めっちゃ。いやー、ならんかいいんじゃ。いやー、忍者にしたかったな。いや、めっちゃ胴体当てたんだけど、忍者ならんか、あれ。したい。死んだわ。
エアジャブ準備。
下だー。 エアジャブに引っかかる。あ、やばい。この人やばそう。この人やばそう。分かってなかった。大体分かるんだよな。なんだっけ？ヌックか。まあ、ロッカーのあれだよね。最新を見ればわかると思うんだよね。ないね。ないっぽいわ。ないっぽい。ヌックも一応見とく。ユニフォームどれだろう、名前見るか。ヌックユニフォームの名前なんですかこれ。ヌックのユニフォームは、ヌックの見えないのかここからだと。ドロップスのページじゃ見えないか。あ、クラッシュしたゲーム。終わります。終わります。もともと次の試合で終わる予定だったから。あ、煉獄はやらないっすね。煉獄やるとしても明日かな。もともとやめる予定だったから、1試合で、次の1試合で。まあ、その1試合のために起動するのはちょっと。煉獄やる？煉獄参加するならやるけど。参加してくれる人いるならやるけど。煉獄何なの？一応ミッションだけ確認してやめる？また明日でいい？疲れました。WEC の試合ずっと見てて、それで体力めっちゃ使っちゃった。この後誰か観戦する予定の人いるかな？岡山さんとか配信してない？ CG 配信してる人いるかな誰か。ルミンさんなんか、ツイッターでフォローしてるけど、フォローし合ってるけど、特に絡みのない人に送るか。特に絡みのない人に送るか。ゲーム三振で爆睡してた。まあ、それがみんなそうじゃない。俺も、昨日 G2vs あれ見てたけど、その後やめてたか、見るのやめたから。G2vs フェーズ見て、そこだけ見てやめたから。お疲れ様です。またね。バイバイ。